Thank you for joining me for this extreme clean with me as I do a whole house organization. This is a compilation of older videos as I'm currently in the process of moving houses. I thought it would be fun to share all of the organizing projects I did in this house to give you some ideas for the new year. I'll be doing lots of decluttering and organizing closets, linen closets, under my kitchen sink, bathrooms, refrigerator, freezer, a small pantry at my parents' house, and so much more. A lot of these projects I organized on a budget, so hopefully they can help inspire you to organize for the new year. I'll also be sharing a PayPal cash giveaway in this video. There will be 2 chances to win $100 in PayPal cash. I'll be sharing lots of game-changing cleaning products and tools that will make cleaning easier and more fun for you. Put me on your TV, on your phone, or on your tablet. Let the video play. Let's chat and get things done. You can do this, and I'm here to help you along the way. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to get inspired.
Your face in the crowd. I never thought that I would see you tonight.
I'm going to be sharing lots of amazing cleaning products and tools that could help make cleaning easier and more fun for you. We are in this together, and I'm here to help motivate you to get things done. It's also kind of fun for me to go back in time and watch when I was pregnant with the twins. You know, that's when I had first organized my fridge and my freezer and got all of the organizational bins, and just seeing how far we've come, how much I did in this home. Such a transformation. Even the kitchen cabinets are a different color. We will miss this home, but we are excited for new adventures. Okay, like I said, this is a cleaning marathon, so put me on your TV or your phone and let's clean together. I have hours of cleaning, decluttering, and organizing motivation for you. Like I said, I'm going to be giving away 2 $100 PayPal cash giveaway. Now, this is super important. There has been a lot of scammers going around on YouTube. They pose as me or another YouTuber. They use our pictures, the same picture I have for my YouTube page, and they'll comment on my videos posing as me. And I don't want you guys to fall victim to this. So this is very important. This is how you're going to know if it's truly me. I will never, ever, ever ask you for money. These scammers are telling people they want a giveaway, and they're saying, well, I need you to send me money in order for me to ship you a new iPhone or whatever it is. I just never give money to anyone if they say that you won the giveaway. If I am giving something away in any of my videos, you will never have to pay for shipping. You will never have to pay a dime if you win. That is how you will know it's me. I will never ask you for money. You can also message me on Instagram to confirm that it's truly me. My Instagram account is linked in the video's description, so you can make for sure it's the right account. To make it easy, and just in case you don't want to watch the full video, the giveaway question will be in the video where I organize my parents' small pantry. So let's go back in time and look at all of the organizational projects I did in this house and remember how great of a house this was to our family.
I got an ache inside of me. It's a deep hole where I bleed. Oh, can I seal it? You're like an ocean without land, not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it. Hope is the last thing that I need. Wanna feel something that's real. With you I get that. You're like a lighthouse in a dream, really distant but your beam is guiding me home. So cold yet warm when you hold me, when you close. I know I'm alive.
So I've been starting out my mornings in 2021 with some lemon water, nothing special, but just a way to force myself to drink a little bit more water. And this morning, the plan was just to pick up the kitchen and the living room and deep clean some areas of my kitchen before tackling decluttering and organizing under my sink and the hall closet. We kind of created our own DIY mudroom, so we have more room for all of the kids' coats, shoes, gloves, backpacks, and all of that. So I'm gonna organize both areas today, which I did organize those areas back in the spring, but with our growing family and the kids getting a little bit older, some of the solutions just didn't work. So that was going to be the plan for today, and I am telling you, I am in love with the transformations, and I cannot wait to share with you guys how I was able to transform both of these areas. And I'm also going to tell you how I did it, and hopefully you guys can transform an area in your home as well.
With the text on XO, my ace boom boom, no flex, no. I won't gas you up like petrol, just trying to take your way up with a jet go. But you didn't notice that. Keep clocking all my hours, I told you that. Work now, play later, but you keep going off on me. Keep texting like it's all on me. Yeah, you're all in my head like you're my forever, not forever.
Before I got started organizing, I wanted to wipe down the slider back door. There were a lot of little sticky fingerprints on there, and I wanted to dust the top part as well, and also clean the tracking because it gets filled with dust, dirt, cat and dog fur, food from the twins, and all of that.
Everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray.
So this is one of my favorite little cleaning hacks. It's so easy to do. You just take a sponge and cut long lines down the sponge that go along with your window tracking. So I deep cleaned the window trackings here not too long ago, so it really wasn't too bad. And this little hack is kind of a way to maintain it when it's not super bad, you know? So I just spray the tracking down with some cleaner, or I just wet the sponge with some water and I slide it back and forth, and there you have it, clean window trackings. It's just kind of like a good maintenance hack. All right, so now it's time to organize. My husband was putting together a little cube organizer that I'm going to be utilizing in our closet to kind of make our own little mudroom type of thing. So he was getting that put together, and I was getting prepared to start organizing. Hey guys, now it is time to organize. I'm gonna show you the two areas I'm gonna tackle today. One space and under the sink. So I got some new things. I got some new containers, and I'm really excited about that. And then the other project, sorry it's a little dark, is the coat closet. New system that I'm really excited to try out in here. So we'll see what I can do.
I wanna hold your body close to me. I wanna take you where you've never been. Swear I won't break your heart and I won't let you down.
So with both projects, I'm going to be kind of KonMariing, pulling everything out and decluttering before I actually organize. And so I pulled out all of the organizational bins and things I'm going to be using in the kitchen before I get started. And I think the goal with a lot of with these projects is to create more space and have a place for every item in the closet or under the sink. So I'm not just, you know, throwing things in the closet or in the sink. And a little tip, if you have an area you're trying to organize, I will tell you that when I start, an organizational project, I kind of start it before I actually start organizing, if that makes sense. So a couple days before this, I kind of took space of both of these areas, the closet and under the sink, and took stock of what was under there. So I measured the spaces. I did a quick eye test of things that I knew I would want to keep in the closet or under the sink before I actually went online to start shopping for the organizational bins or different type of organizers. All right, so let's get this closet organized. So this is a closet that we keep our shoes, our coats, winter boots, rain boots, tennis shoes, all of our coats, heavy coats, light coats. And I organized this back in the spring, but that organizational system just wasn't working for our growing family now. It did for a while, but not now. So I guess my tip to you is organizing and decluttering can be an ongoing thing, especially if you have kids. Kids grow, they get into different activities or they start school or different things happen. And as your kids grow, you may have to reorganize, or even if you don't have kids, like your life changes, you may have to reorganize a space, even though it once worked for you. So when I organized this back in the spring, it worked for us, but this recently had not, because my twins were, they're walking now, so they have multiple pairs of shoes and we have multiple coats that we didn't have in the summer. So now I have 3 kids with multiple coats. It's the winter, so we have hats and gloves and mittens and all of that, and I needed more organizational room for all 3 of my kids in here.
I hope that you can stay right here with me.
So I wanted a cube organizer in here, and at first I was going to go with a taller one, but it really didn't make sense because we have hanging coats and book bags in here. So I found this really nice 3-cube bookshelf at Walmart, and I turned it on its side to put in here, and I found these bins at Target, and I just think it looks a little bit nicer, which I like because this is right off of our kitchen, right off of our living room. So I want the space to be nice, but also functional. And the twins share shoes right now, but I know that probably and likely will not always be the case. So each girl has their own bin for shoes, and then we have a bin on the bottom for hats and gloves. So I saw this idea and I thought it was super cute because we live in Ohio, and so the problem is, like these baskets are nice and all, but we have snow on the ground, we have wet shoes, and I thought it would be nice to add that as an option. So if it's rainy, snowy, they can set their boots on those pads, and then when they're all dry, they can put them into these bins. If you have a space that is just so cluttered, you may have to go in first and declutter that space and then take a look at everything you have that you're keeping and then go shopping. But for organization bins or, containers, both of my spaces were cluttered, but not crazy cluttered. So I was able to kind of do an eye test and assess the main items that I wanted to keep in both spaces. So I was able to go shopping online before I actually started decluttering, if that makes sense. So step 1, measure the space, take stock of what you want to keep in that space, and then go shopping for items and organizational systems that will make sense for that space and fit in the space and create the most room.
Say you won't let go. I will keep my heart wide open. All I ask of you, baby, keep the fire burning. Come on, keep the fire burning. I keep losing.
So I found these clear organizers off of Amazon, and I knew I had 4 things that I wanted to organize in there. And I like it because with these, I can organize 4 separate things into one space because I'm utilizing the vertical space. And I love how they were clear, so I can see what's in these containers on a daily basis since I get under my sink all of the time.
Tell me all the secrets, 'cause baby I can't see the end. Don't slow down. I just need you to say you won't let go. I will keep
But when you start an organizing project, you want to assess your space. What do you want to keep in there? And then go online and start shopping for the items that you know you want to keep, like Amazon, Target, Walmart. So I knew that I would have, you know, my everyday cleaning supplies that I wanted to keep down here, like my Jaws cleaning products, which I use most frequently. So one of those, I wanted those out front and center. And then I have my Mrs. Meyer's and rubbing alcohol for my DIY cleaner. So I knew I would have those in here as my main cleaning products. And then I was also going to organize the dishwasher pods, cleaning rags, and sponges under here. If you guys have an Instagram, I'll go ahead and put my Instagram right here. You guys, I would love for you guys to come over and find me and say hi. Just another way for me to be able to connect with you. Sometimes it's easier to chat over there. But yeah, I'll have it over there. I share more of my life, of course, cleaning, tap to cleans, but more of my personal life, more of my kids and all of that.
All the time, I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time, all the time. And my heart's beating fast when it's looking like that. Oh, his smile is killing me. It's the way that it moves and the way that it laughs, so I can't get enough. Thinking about him all the time. I can get him off my mind. Oh, I want him to be mine.
So if some of you guys have watched The Home Edit on Netflix, I know the big thing there with organizing is clear containers. And there are some spaces I really like clear containers and other times I don't want clear containers. So this is kind of one of my first go-arounds with clear containers. Sometimes I like things to be more concealed and I don't want to see the clutter or the mess even when it's in bins. But I feel like under the sink, since most of the stuff was very cohesive and all of the same thing, it doesn't look messy or cluttered. So I like having the clear containers here.
Cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah. You know I want him nah.
So I was so excited to put some labels on the clear organizers, and I'm using my Cricut Joy machine, and I just love this machine. I'm going to be using it for all over my home to organize, and I just like how it allowed me to make the labels that I wanted to make. And it's just really easy because they have this app that already has pre-made labels, so I didn't even have to create them myself. Like, it literally took 5 minutes to create all of these labels, so you just have to type in your words and it prints right out. So I just love using the Cricut Joy for things like this.
If you want, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. Heart is saying yeah. I wanna now. Yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want.
Okay, so here's the closet. I love it. It's going to be so much easier to organize everything. So I have Avery's shoes. She of course has the most shoes. The twins have a shoes, and I did get 2 bins for them, one for Emery and one for Addison, but right now they share shoes because they wear the same size, but I know it's not likely that they will always wear the same size shoes, so I wanted to make for sure that each had a bin. And so for right now I have their shoes here, and then I just threw in their little backpack in here. It was actually Avery's, just because there wasn't a ton of room up here, and I want to reserve this hang area for Avery's school bag,
her winter coats. And then of course we have masks right now, which let's hope, cross our fingers, that we're not hanging masks for that much longer. So I just threw that in there for right now. And then down here, I just, even though Mike and I's shoes aren't wet or anything, I just thought it would be a good place to put them. And then we have like all of our hats and gloves in here, which is kind of nice. And even when Mike and I don't have our shoes, so if Avery has wet boots or shoes or something, you know, we can always just put our shoes like over here, because now there's a lot more space. And then I have the diaper bag, my purse, Mike's gym bag, all hanging up over here and tucked away. So when I last organized this in the spring, I added these heavy duty command strips. So if we ever need to take them off, they will obviously peel really nicely. But I just thought it was a nice way to tuck away and hide away the diaper bag or a purse, or Mike will hang his gym bag right there. So just kind of a nice way, because, you know, we have all of this space back here. And I wanted to utilize some of the wall space, so I thought these were perfect for it. And then over here I have my spin mop, broom, and e-cloth mop, and then our coats over here. And it's kind of nice because right now we're in the dead of winter, so this is going to be about the most coats that we're going to have, Mike and I. So like in the spring we'll take like probably half of these coats out of here, so it's kind of nice because it's not like it's in the summer and we're going to be adding more stuff or anything. And then up here I have the dirty cloths, more clean cloths just to have on hand, bags, and then I don't have a label for that. I need to get one, but that's just extra bags. But either way, I'm loving all of the space that we have. We have way more shoes in here organized than we did. And tell you where I got everything. Don't mind the kids if you hear them. They're sitting down eating a snack. Over here I have all of my Jaws refills, and I think I talked about this when I was using them, but these are really nice because when you order them online, you just get these little pods and you keep these. So I've had these for over a year, and you just refill. I've had the bottles for over a year and you just refill the pods, so it's really nice. So I have all of my Jaws products here. So refill pods up there. Then I have my cleaning cloths. Yes, I still have some in the closet over here, but I like having them here when I need something to wipe things down. They're right here, or the twins' face or hands or something like that when they're done eating. All of my sponges that I use to scrub my sink and my stovetop and all of that right there. And then all of our dishwasher pods, and it's nice to have a big container because I had a smaller container previously, and we've been getting them from Costco, so a big container, so it's nice to have a nice big container to store all of them. And then I have my Jaws cleaning products right here because these are like my primary cleaning products other than the Mrs. Meyer's spray and my DIY spray, which I keep up on the counter. But these are like my go-tos for disinfectant, glass, kitchen degreaser, and then my granite cleaner. And I got these from Amazon. I'll have them linked below. This was from Target. I got this back in the spring. This I got from Amazon. I had a Lazy Susan previously, but I just got a smaller one, and it came in a pack of 2, which was kind of nice. So I think I'm going to use that in my pantry. And I got these from Target. I love these. They're like Y-weave baskets. I use them all over my home, and I have all of my rubbing alcohol that I use for my DIY cleaner, as well as my Mrs. Meyer's vinegar gel and baking soda cream cleansers. These are all of my like miscellaneous cleaners. I've kind of really whittled down the amount of cleaners that I use now that I primarily use the Jaws and the Mrs. Meyer's and my DIY cleaner. But of course you still need some like big time oven cleaner sometimes. And then I have my Barkeeper's Friend and Bon Ami, my Dawn and Dust, and Jet Dry. So I love how it looks. Okay, so I'm done organizing, and these are all of the cleaners that I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna put upstairs or give away. I don't really ever use these stainless steel wipes anymore, but I am gonna take the glass cleaner upstairs because I know I'll use that. Some disinfecting spray that I'll take upstairs and some floor cleaners. So I'll take those upstairs, and I think I'm gonna give the wood floor cleaners to my parents since I don't really ever use them. And then the Mrs. Myers I am gonna keep up here, probably on next to my sink, since I do use that pretty frequently. Another project that I would like to tackle is this cabinet. Now, it's just, I feel like every time we go in to get in cups, like they're just stacked weirdly. And I found this really cool organizer recently. I ordered it online, and it allows you to organize like all of your water bottles and create way more space. So I'm waiting on that, but hopefully I'll show it to you guys when I get it, when I organize some other cabinets here in my closet.
Warm hands, but there's something cold in the way you are. The things you said had me going good, but it left a scar. You invite me and then you turn me down. Get my hopes up and then you're gone. I fall for every word that you say to me. So hard, being drawn to you so easy.
Okay, so after I was done organizing, I wanted to just do some general kitchen deep cleaning. And earlier when I was cleaning the slider door, I had noticed how messy this wall was. This is obviously the wall right behind where the twins eat, where their high chairs are, and it becomes pretty messy. So I went in with a wet rag with some just warm water and Dawn dish soap, and I scrubbed the wall and the baseboards by their high chairs.
Always the same story with you, but I just cannot refuse you. I'm sad after this, I'm not alone. That you leave me with this rush. Why am I so curious? So curious, so curious. So curious, so curious.
And then I wanted to scrub my sink and my stove, clean the tops of the cabinets, and vacuum and mop. And I should tell you guys that all of this cleaning that you're seeing me doing was literally throughout an entire day, from like the beginning to the end. So it was done, like I didn't just start and clean straight through. There were a lot of times where I stopped to take breaks with the kids. It was a Saturday, so Mike was hanging with the girls most of the day. But I also took breaks and was hanging with them, eating, all of that. And it's just hard to convey that in a video. Sometimes people will get questions and they're like, how did you do this without your, with your kids? And I know when you watch it, it looks like I'm just doing it all seamlessly, because I think people watch it and they're like, why can't I get stuff done with my own kids? And I just want to be really transparent with you, because I want you to know that I'm not just cleaning with my kids running around. I mean, Mike's there. I'm taking a lot of breaks. And so it's very rare that I get to actually clean straight through without anyone interrupting me, without taking any breaks. I mean, that almost never happens. Like I had started out pretty early this morning and finished late at night. So there's a lot of breaks being taken, a lot of taking care of my kids, a lot of passing the kids off to my husband. So that's just kind of how the day was going.
Why do I even care? I don't know. Why do I love you? I don't know. Why do I even care? I don't know. Why do I love you? I'm recklessly drawn to you somehow, but
So I love using this Mrs. Myers baking soda cream cleanser to clean the top of my glass cooktop stove. I don't know why that was hard for me to say, but I recently found these new sponges. I think I got them at Target or Walmart, and they're supposed to they're specifically for cleaning your glass cooktop stove. I just haven't used them yet, so I need to do that. Maybe I'll film it on a video, that way you guys I can test it out for you guys in camera, let you know, so stay tuned for that.
even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter. Maybe you taste different. Hold up, baby. you going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. Go on, blow up your ego.
So I didn't plan on cleaning the basement, but Avery needed something to do, and she actually asked me if we could clean the basement. So I said, sure, it needs to be done. So of course, you know, I'm gonna drop everything and go clean with her if she wants to clean with me. So I took her downstairs and we started picking everything up.
I guess it never hit you. Our conversation takes two, paying it some interest from time to time. Inside all that greatness and all of your adventures, you're all
Share this with you guys. I think you will appreciate this. So I had stacked a few things on the toy box over here, and Avery moved them to under there because she said, why did you move those, Avery? What did you want to do with this?
To be plain.
She wanted it to be plain. I'm like, a girl just like me. I would love it plain too. I think we need to do a little another toy purge, but I thought that was kind of cute. She's like, let's tuck it away under there so we could have a plain toy box.
goes, stepping on toes with his humble and everlasting ego. Oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. Oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes.
So this Roomba used to do really great, perfect up and down vacuum lines, but then it kind of went a little rogue and I don't know what happened. We didn't change anything. So now it kind of just does its own thing. So I think I need to recalibrate it. So I might have to do that. I think you can do that so it makes better lines.
Humble kind, that would be a lie. Go on, blow up your ego, your undying ego. Oh, look, here he goes.
Hey guys, it is almost 8 o'clock. The girls are in bed. It's much later. They were pretty tired today, but I'm gonna finish up and vacuum and mop. I was planning on vacuuming and mopping earlier, but time got away from me. I never got to it, and the girls were getting pretty cranky, so I wanted to make for sure that I just quit. And plus, we were gonna eat dinner, and I knew the floor would get messy, so it probably made sense for me to hold out and vacuum and mop later on. So I'm gonna go ahead, vacuum and mop so I can be done for the day.
Watch me, just follow every move. Touch me, let me know you want it too. Don't have what you need, but I got what you want, babe. No, we don't have to leave. The night is still young. All we need is night. Don't ever let me go.
So stay tuned because there will be plenty of more decluttering and organizing videos on my channel. My next project may be organizing and decluttering my parents' small pantry. If you guys want to see me do that, if you're ready for me to do that. They really don't have a pantry. It's more like cabinets in their kitchen. So I think I might want to tackle that next. And I think it might give you guys a lot of different ideas because, you know, my pantry is not huge, but it's also not small. So if you have a small pantry, hopefully it can give you guys some ideas.
Slowly, but don't wait for too long. Just hold me. We're right where we belong. Don't have what you need, but I got what you want, babe. We don't have to leave.
So my go-to mop cleaner lately is using 1 teaspoon, that's it, 1 teaspoon of powdered Tide in my Cedar Spin mop bucket. And I've been talking about this a lot, so I'm sorry if you're tired of hearing me say this, but I know that not everyone sees all of my videos and there may be some new people. But there's an Instagram cleaning account called Go Clean Co. And she owns a cleaning business in Canada, and she swears by using powdered Tide. So specifically powdered Tide laundry detergent to clean many different areas of the home. And she swears by using 1 teaspoon in a mop bucket like this and cleaning your floors. And I've really noticed it doing a good job. And I've had a lot of you guys say you've tried it on your floors and it's game changing. So if you give it a try, let me know. 1 teaspoon of powdered Tide, that's it, in hot water.
Do you guys hear that? I left the sound on. It's so quiet. Usually when I do like a span of the clean living room and kitchen, I have like music playing, but I wanted to play it because it's quiet, it's calm, and the house is clean. And I have areas that are organized and it just feels good. Those are 2 areas that have been kind of on my list for a while. And you know, when you have something like sitting on your to-do list that's really bugging you, especially 2 areas that you get in daily multiple times, like under the sink or the closet, and we're just like, I don't have enough room to put everything. I hated it. And like we had our hats and gloves in one of the kitchen drawers and it would barely shut. It was always so frustrating, or we'd be rushing out of the door and we didn't have shoes for the twins and we'd have to run upstairs or go, Avery, can you go up and grab the girls' boots or something like that? So it just feels to have it, it feels good to have it done. And the house is clean, even though I know in about like 10 minutes in the morning, it'll be messy again, but that's okay. So anyways, thank you guys for sticking around this entire video. It truly means a lot to me, especially in this new year. Thank you. I'm glad you're here, and it means everything to me that you guys take the time to watch my videos, and I really hope that I can provide something for you guys, some type of takeaway from these videos. So if you guys like these videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up because I have a lot more organizing videos planned here in 2021. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. In the crowd, I never thought that I would see you tonight. We lock eyes. Down, down, yeah. Down, down, yeah. Down, down, yeah. Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of whole house cleaning, a lot of decluttering, a lot of organizing. I'm going to be deep cleaning in my kitchen and in my bathrooms. I'm going to be specifically focusing on decluttering and organizing my master bathroom, and I'm going to give you 2 different ways that you can organize. A budget-friendly Dollar Tree way with some really cool new baskets from the Dollar Tree, as well as another way using Amazon and Target organizing solutions. So no matter what your budget is, hopefully I can give you some ideas as well as motivation to get everything done. I'm going to be showing you some real life messes, an area that I have not cleaned in a while. It was pretty gross, oops, as well as busting out my favorite cleaning tools and cleaning products to get my house clean. I hope you're ready to get inspired and get things done. So this is going to be 2 days of cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. And on day 1, it was actually at night, and I grabbed my oldest daughter, Avery, and we started
cleaning. She helped me clean up the toys in the living room, and then I was going to clean up the kitchen. And I wanted to kind of do my nightly cleaning routine of picking things up off of the floor, wiping down the countertops, scrubbing my dirty stove and sink, vacuuming and mopping before tackling the decluttering and organizing projects the next day. So like I said earlier, the plan is to declutter and organize my master bathroom, and I wanted to give you guys two different types of organizing solutions. So I'm going to be organizing all of the drawers in our bathroom, and then under my sink, and then under my husband's sink. My sink is going to be more Amazon and Target organization solutions, and then under his sink, it's going to be a Dollar Tree organization. So two different types of budgets, and hopefully I can help you guys out. I scored some really cute, super cute new Dollar Tree baskets that are just perfect. So I can't wait to share all of that with you guys.
You make it easy, but every time I fall back again. Tell me all the secrets, 'cause baby I can't see the end. Don't slow down, I just need you to say you won't let go.
This has pretty much been my go-to for cleaning my stove lately, and I feel like it's the perfect duo, the perfect pair. So I start out with my Jaws kitchen degreaser. It has a nice cinnamon orange scent to it, and it gets all of the food or any extra debris that's on the stovetop. And then I go in with my Mrs. Meyer's baking soda cream cleanser and give it a really good scrubbing. I also have a sponge that I'll use specifically for the glass top stove if these two products don't get all of that stuff off. But you saw how dirty my stove top was, and these two products took care of all of it. And while I had the Mrs. Meyer's baking soda cream cleanser out, I thought I'd give my sink a good scrubbing as well.
Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.
I don't think I introduced myself earlier in the video, so hello, I'm Jamie. If you are new to Jamie's journey, I am truly glad you're here. I hope you walk away from this video feeling happier or brighter than you did when you first started watching. I hope I can put a smile on your face and try to make cleaning and organizing easier for you in some way. Believe me, my house gets messy. Sometimes I almost get a little embarrassed to show you how messy my house can get, like a mess that I'm going to show you later on in the video that was super embarrassing, something that I have let go. I've even gotten comments from people like, how does your house get so messy? And my only response is 3 small children, or maybe it's just my 3 small children. The twins specifically, they are definitely the messiest. So I don't know if it's just me, but at the very least, I hope I can provide you with some real life cleaning motivation, real life cleaning messes, and hopefully make life easier for you. I like sharing cleaning tips and tricks and hacks, as well as organizing solutions that can hopefully help you. I would love for you guys to join my journey. I'm here to help you and make your life easier. So join my journey, and please say hi in the comment section if you're new. And even if you're not new, I love chatting with you guys over there, so you can say hi to me as well.
Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.
I hit the jackpot shortly before filming this video. I went into the Dollar Tree and they had a ton of new baskets in the prettiest bright colors. I was there for almost an hour stocking up because I have plans to organize all over my home, and who doesn't love some budget-friendly organizational items? So I cannot wait to share the super cute baskets with you later, as well as some really cool organizers that I picked up from Amazon. So on day 2, I woke up, and at first I wanted to get started by washing the master bedroom bedding. And these are the products I've been using lately. So the Tide laundry detergent, because I've also been using that to mop my floors. So I've had that on hand. And then the Molly Suds Oxygen Whitener, I put in with our sheets, and I use it to clean all of I put it in the wash with our whites. And I also use the Costco laundry detergent, but we ran out of that, so I'm due for a Costco run soon. So those are the 3 products that I've been using recently for my laundry. But I wanted to get the bedding going, and the plan for today was to deep clean the master bedroom before decluttering and organizing the bathroom. And if you guys want to know specifically what cleaning supplies I'm using, most of them I have listed in the video's description, but if you follow me on Instagram, I created a highlight on my profile that has all of the links for my top cleaning products, my top home products like rugs and stuff like that. So that's another place you can get it if you don't find it in the video's description.
But I can help that I miss you now, and I need to reminisce this 'cause
to clean my blinds, I was using this Aunt Fanny's cleaning vinegar spray, which I got in my new Grove Collaborative haul recently. And cleaning vinegar is different than regular vinegar, and then this has a little lemon scent to it. And let me tell you, it did a really, really good job on my blinds, and then also left a nice lemony scent in the air. And I think this is becoming one of my new favorite cleaning products from my latest Grove Collaborative haul. I actually used it to clean my refrigerator recently. And then to clean the windows inside and out, I was using my Jaws glass cleaner.
can't say I like it, but I can fight it. Some things are not meant to be, even if it's hard to see. I'll try to let go, it's not easy, you know. Some things are not meant to be, let's skip the apologies. Ooh, 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 ooh. But I can help that I miss you now, and I need to reminisce this 'cause
So I want to give a shout out to my cousin Jessie. Hi Jessie, if you're watching. My cousin Jessie is a nurse, and she works very, very long hours. She's on her feet all day, every day, and it's been a 2020 for her and a 2021. And I know I've been giving her some motivation. She even brought the Jaws cleaners recently, and she just works really, really hard and needs some motivation. And I just wanted to give a shout out to her. And if you guys want to say hi to her and thank her for all of her hard work that she does. And I know a lot of you guys are healthcare workers or essential workers. My mom is a nurse, and it's just been really stressful this past year and moving into 2021. So all of you teachers, doctors, nurses, essential workers, people working in the grocery stores, keeping everything running for us, thank you for all that you're doing and, you know, what you've done for the community, and thanks for all of your hard work. I appreciate it. So thank you guys.
for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight.
So when I came in here, I wanted to pick things up and do a little bit of cleaning before I started decluttering and organizing. To wipe down my bathroom vanity, I'm using the Jaws foaming bathroom cleaner and their disinfectant that they have. And so I love the foaming bathroom cleaner. It's like one of my go-tos for daily or weekly bathroom cleaning. And then it's also nice to have a disinfectant that is easy to find. I order them from their website and they always have the cleaners in stock, which is so nice. So if you guys want to try them out, you can use my link in the description, and I have a code for 25% off. It's not an affiliate link. I'm not making any money off of that if you use the link. They're really great cleaners, and a lot of you have tried them out. I always tell you guys, if you try anything that I recommend, please come back and tell me. I want to know. I want your honest opinion. What do you think? And you guys always come back and say you really like them. And then I was using my Rubbermaid Power Scrubber, which is basically a little electric handy cleaner that is battery operated, and it's a powerful little scrubber, and it was getting under the faucets, and it was pretty satisfying to see how well it cleaned under there. How are you guys doing? I know life can be crazy and stressful for all of us, and I know we're all going through so much. It always seems to be one thing or another, but let me know how you're doing in the comment section. I just want to check in. I love chatting with you guys either over on Instagram or here on YouTube, but I just want to know how you guys are doing. I hope you're doing all right. I hope you're hanging in there.
Just watch me break it.
So I busted out my Bissell Steam Shot, which, you know, I've been loving lately. It's just a little hand steamer, but it also cleans. And so for my tracking, it basically loosened up all of the dirt and debris. And then I just had to take a wet paper towel and wipe it all up and a few times, and that was it. It just does a good job of breaking everything up, so it's easy to wipe things down, and it made cleaning the tracking quick and painless.
When you're sober, you say you don't like the games, but you play me like there's no tomorrow. You should know that I'm fed up with your lies, so don't come closer. You know you hurt me bad and I have scars. I need some time to heal, so don't come over. Don't even bother calling, just get lost. I'm fine on my own, so don't even bother to come back, 'cause I'm done. I'm fine on my own, and boy, your pretty little lies are getting old. All the nights I have wasted on you.
So these are the baskets that I found at the Dollar Tree, and they had so many different sizes and shapes and bright spring colors, and I got a good amount because I plan on organizing other areas here in my home. So under my sink wasn't too bad. I just needed some organizing solutions down here. So I kind of pulled everything out. I was wiping things down with my Mrs. Meyer's lavender spray and then organizing. And I first grabbed these clear bins, which I also used to organize under my kitchen sink, which ended up working perfectly for that space, and I'll have that video linked below. But I ordered a couple more from Amazon because I wanted clear bins for what I was putting in there. And then I got this little Lazy Susan turntable thing to put my face wash, all of my facial products, because it's nice. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. You know, I like how it turns, but then also you can grab the individual clear parts out. So if you only need, you know, the serums, I can just grab that. Or if I only need my face wash, I can just grab that bin.
I'm fine on my own, and boy,
the reason why I went for this one is it'll be nice, you know, if I need to wash my face at night, I can just grab this from under here. I mean, if I wanna bring this whole container out from under there, I can. Or, you know, sometimes after a shower, I've already washed my face. And when I get out of the shower and come to the sink, I can just grab this that has my facial products and serums and stuff like that. So I thought this would be really nice to put under there.
And then what I wanted to do here was I wanted to take all of my feminine products and put them in a nice little basket. So when it's that time of the month, I can just go and grab the basket out and take it out and put it in the little toilet room. I think water closet is what it's called. Because, you know, I just have so many different kinds that I need. And so these boxes are always just sitting in there and they become a mess. They fall over. The twins get into them. So I just like how it's in like a little basket that I can just grab and everything is neat and organized and it looks a little bit nicer in the water closet.
You should try and let it go and start being yourself.
So next I was moving on to Mike's side of under his sink. And he had a lot less stuff in here. And so that's why I decided to do the Dollar Tree organization. And the idea came to me to have, Amazon and Target and then a Dollar Tree, just because I know people have different budgets. And I wanted to give you guys different ideas as far as organizing. Plus, when I saw the Dollar Tree baskets, I thought they were pretty cute. So I got these little shelves from Target. I originally had wanted to get some from the Dollar Tree because they do sell these, but I could not find them for the life of me. But they were pretty cheap at Target. They were $6 a piece and cheaper than any other place I could find, even on Amazon. So if you can find them at Dollar Tree, then this would be even cheaper for you. But I also got the garbage can that's down here from the Dollar Tree and the 4 baskets, all from the Dollar Tree. The garbage can they had in multiple different colors, spring, like the spring line, the bright colors, just like with the baskets. So, this whole cabinet would have been, if I would have been able to get the shelves from Dollar Tree, everything would have been $1, which would have been so nice. But I am just in love with these super cute baskets, the design and the colors. So go check your local Dollar Tree and hopefully you can get some.
Okay, so these are some of my favorite organizers for drawers. I use them in the girls' bathroom. I've used them in my kitchen, and they're really inexpensive, so I've already used one of these. But they come in a pack of 3. The bigger ones come in a pack of 2, and I think they're $2 a piece. So, like $2 for 4 of these, $2 for 3 of these, and they have, a medium size, they have a large size, have a super tiny size, and then the long and skinny. And it's just nice because out of these 3 sizes you can pretty much get anything to fit into your drawers. So that is my plan for today. Just to make it look a little bit more uniform. It's inexpensive and they have them in different colors. There's a blush pink color that I use in my office, and then there's a gray color, and then the white. So I have, I think, all 3 colors, but nice and neutral, or if you want that pop of pink. So these are my favorite, and they've had them for well over a year, and sometimes I can't find them, but usually if I just wait a week or 2, I can find them. So, it's not terribly hard to find them in stock.
So these drawers basically have my makeup, and it was nice to go through it all. I didn't have a lot I needed to get rid of. I tend to find what I like and what works, and I just stick to it. So right now I feel like I have a lot of good makeup products that work for my skin tone and my skin type. So I don't have a ton. I didn't have a ton to get rid of, so I was just wiping things down. and then going through and organizing and making sure the little organizers fit into all of the drawers. But stay tuned because I have a lot more left to clean here. After I'm done organizing, I'm gonna kind of do a quick sweep of the upstairs, just pick things up, wipe things down, vacuum, and you're gonna see an area, specifically a toilet that had been neglected in our home. And it's not like a toilet mess, not like what you're thinking. It's just a toilet that hasn't been cleaned in probably 2 or 3 weeks, which is so embarrassing. And I almost thought about not sharing it, but I don't know, like life happens, I guess, and you forget to clean certain areas of your home. So if you have an area that you've neglected, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about yourself. Just do it and just try better next time. It happens. This drawer, I keep my hair dryer, my hair tools that I use to curl my hair. I didn't want to put the drawer organizers in here because they weren't big enough. So I use these drawer expanders, which fit perfectly in here. And then I was able to lay my hair dryer and my curling wand and all of that nice and neatly in here. And now they're not all just like thrown in there, laying on top of each other. They're nicely set in there and they all have a place.
Alright, so this is just kind of a catch-all drawer. I mean, kind of random. I have my tanning stuff, my hair straightener, which I don't use a ton. Like, I very rarely use that, so I didn't want to put it with these hair tools. But I still want to keep it out in case I quickly need it. I can't get rid of this, and I don't know why I keep it in here, but it's my pregnancy test from when I got pregnant with the twins. Do you guys keep your pregnancy test? Just struggling with infertility and taking so many pregnancy tests, like so many, and constantly seeing the negative. I just can't get rid of this. I was gonna organize this today, but this, I just knew it would end up being too much of a project. Look how bad this is. Look how bad this is. So, I have plans to tackle this. I just don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to do it, but believe me, I'm gonna do it. So, not every place in my house is organized. This is so bad, but hopefully I can tackle it soon. Yeah, just wanted to show you that not every place in my house is neat and clean and organized. We'll just shut the door for right now.
I don't care if you don't wanna do all the things that I do.
So before moving on to the rest of the upstairs, I wanted to clean our toilet and then vacuum and mop. I just feel like, especially when I wash and dry my hair, I lose so much hair, so I obviously do that weekly. So I always like to vacuum and mop weekly. I don't vacuum and mop weekly necessarily in the twins' room or the twins and Avery's bathroom. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't get to it. But I wanted to do that in our bathroom. But to mop, I was using the e-cloth mop, which I love using just for like a really quick mop. I prefer using the steam mop in the bathrooms, but that's downstairs. And so sometimes if I'm in a hurry just trying to get things done, I'll use the e-cloth mop, which is a great mop. You just use water to mop, and it honestly, I'm telling you, the floors feel cleaner when I'm done. You can get these. I'll have a link in the description for eCloth. If you want to check it out, you can also get them at Grove Collaborative, which I'll also have a link in my description for Grove Collaborative. And if you're a new customer and you use my link, you can get a free gift set. And honestly, it's a really, really nice gift set. I actually got one recently, and just like Jaws, it's not an affiliate link, but if you use it, you get a free gift set. So I just wanted to let you guys know. With Grove, there's so many products on there that I personally had no idea that they had, because I just tend to get the same ones over and over. And recently I spent some time really looking, and I found some hidden gems like the Aunt Fanny's cleaning vinegar. And I'm actually going to go on there and try to find some more. I like trying to find those products that you can't get anywhere else that a lot of people may not know of. So there's a lot more on there than what you think. So this was the girls' bathroom, and this was the toilet, the ring that is there because we just have not cleaned it in a long, long time. So embarrassing, guys, but it's life, right? Oops. And then I thought I was done, but then I realized that there's toothpaste everywhere. I had Avery a couple of days ago clean up and wipe things down, but then I had noticed that there was toothpaste on the cabinet. So I used my Jaws hardwood really quickly to wipe it all off.
So Avery also did this, put little scrunchies around some of the washcloths. I'll leave that. I thought it was pretty cute.
I told myself that maybe he ain't worth it. Too bad I hate advice.
So I jumped in to do my weekly pickup of the twins' bedroom and just do the bare basic pickup in here, like picking things up and then vacuuming. And then I wanted to pop into Avery's room and kind of do the same for her room. So when she went back to school in January after Christmas break, we got really strict with when she comes home from school, she has a set amount of things that she has to get done before she can do anything else. And one of them is picking up her room and making her bed, which has been working really well lately. With her knowing her expectations, even if it's something she doesn't want to do, if she knows ahead of time and she's prepared, it goes over much better with her. So she's been coming in here and cleaning, but as you guys know with little kids, or I'm sure this is normal, they tend to accumulate a lot of junk and like clutter and little toys. So I like to come in here about once a month and just kind of get rid of all of that stuff. And it's funny because I do that and she doesn't even realize it's gone. So I come in here and kind of rearrange things, put things back where they're supposed to go. But then the rest of the month, I let her do her own thing because, it may not be perfect or where everything goes, but that's not what's important. What's important is that she's helping clean and she's doing it her way. It is her room, so I kind of let her do her thing and just kind of come up in here monthly and kind of just, make things look a little bit neater. I'll go ahead and put my Instagram right here, but come over and follow me. Say hi. I love chatting with you guys over there. If you send me a message, I will respond, but just seeing you guys, if you guys clean or organize an area and you guys share that with me, I love seeing it. So come over and find me and show me your cleaning and organizing pictures. So one of the last things that I wanted to do was make my bed. There is nothing better than fresh sheets. And then I was going to, oh, and just so you know, I'm not perfect at making my bed. I call it a cleaning shortcut. It's progress over perfection. There are some things I'm very meticulous about, and I like to deep clean and get into every nook and cranny. And there's other things like making my bed. I'm like, I'm just going to get it done. I don't have time. And I'm pretty sure that pretty much all of us don't have time to be perfect at every task in our home, but I was going to make the bed, and then I was going to fold all of the laundry we had, and then I was going to be done.
Well guys, that is it for the video. I hope you are leaving this video feeling motivated or inspired, or maybe you're just like, that was fun and entertaining. Hopefully I brought a smile to your face and made your day a little bit brighter. Thank you for sticking around to the end. I just can't believe that I have people who want to watch my videos 30 minutes of a video. So if you've made it here, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I truly mean it. So stay tuned. There will be part 2 of my kitchen organization video up on Thursday, and then my normal weekly Sunday cleaning motivation. Thanks guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey guys, thank you so much for checking this video out, and are you guys ready for some major extreme cleaning, organization, and decluttering motivation? I'm pretty sure this video is going to give that all to you. This was one of those projects that I didn't realize how excited I would be until after the project was done and over with. I was so happy, shocked, and excited with the outcome of this organization and declutter project that it's probably one of my favorites. So you definitely want to stick around for the entire video to see the finished product of what I organized in my kitchen and how you can do it in your house too. So I wanted to organize our refrigerator and freezer because I just couldn't take how much of a mess it would become every single time we would put more food into it. And I never knew what food we had in there, what we needed to get from the grocery store, or what we needed to restock with, and just something had to be done. So I decided to tackle this project. And to start out, I just removed everything from the refrigerator so I could give it a good scrub down before we started organizing.
Say it's better to have
I then removed all of the shelving and I washed them in the sink with some Dawn dish soap for a major deep clean.
Let you go. My veins, they are strained. 'Cause my heart is glued for you. I would do anything just to have you once again. I've lost my weakness. Only void inside my bones. Paralyzed like the dawn. Tears filling up within.
Guys, if you are liking this video so far, don't forget to subscribe if you already aren't subscribed to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my videos. I've had a lot of other subscribers say they weren't getting notified and seeing my videos when they get posted. So if you want to see more videos like this, definitely make sure you click the little bell by the subscribe button so you get notified when I post a new video. I would absolutely love to have all of you guys join me here on YouTube. I'm just a working mom who tries to balance all that life throws at me. Oh, and did I mention I'm going to add two adorable twin girls to this mix in the spring. You can probably tell by my belly. So stay tuned for a lot more fun coming here on my channel.
Keep on waiting. I won't close eyes till the sun come down. I keep on waiting, waiting. You must have lost my number, answer me now. I'm just waiting, waiting, waiting. I'ma get through to you somehow. See, waiting's got me paying. My head's in the mess, baby. I need the mess. Woo-hoo-hoo. Now what if I did the same to you? That you would be less. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, what if I did the same to you? Woo-hoo-hoo.
Once I had scrubbed everything down, like all of the shelving, I then just took my vinegar and water spray bottle and cleaned out the fridge.
You keep on sailing. What a distinct direction are you heading? You see me waiting, losing. I'm losing ground with every long distance sound. Woo-hoo-hoo. Now what if I did the same to you? Bet you would be less cool. Yeah, what if I did the same to you? Now what if I did the same to you? That you would be less cool. Yeah, what if I did the same to you?
Once the refrigerator was cleaned out, I needed to go through the food and decide what I wanted to keep and what did I want to get rid of. I had these containers that I bought off of Amazon. I will have them linked below, but I decided to get some really good organizational containers because I specifically wanted clear ones, like good quality, heavy duty clear ones for the refrigerator. They ended up being perfect for what I needed. So I just went through all of the food, got rid of things, decided what to keep, and I kind of grouped everything together as much as I could so I knew how to organize them.
Be less cool. Yeah, what if I did the same to you? Now what if I did the same to you? That you would be less cool. Yeah, what if I did the same to you?
So I got organizational bins that would go along with the food items that we eat a lot of and that we keep around all of the time. And I just grouped those foods together so they would be easy to find because we eat them a lot. And I also wanted Avery's healthy snacks to be easy for her to grab when she wants something. You know, she's old enough to go in there and get something, especially if they're healthy. And since a lot of these snacks are staples in our house, I like having them out in front and being able to see when we're getting low on something so I can make sure to stock up when we go to the grocery store next. So I was still waiting on some things that I needed to organize for the freezer, and those were coming later this afternoon. So I decided I would take a break and clean up the kitchen a little bit. It really didn't need to be majorly cleaned. It was already pretty clean, but I just wanted to wipe everything down, vacuum and mop, and just kind of spruce things up a bit.
Someone told me this ain't love. There's no way you get into my heart. Someone told me gotta move on. Keep it together before you fall apart. And there's no reason to be numb, but I can't even fall asleep until the dawn. If there's no love and there's no
Later that evening, after my organizational bins came for the freezer, I was able to tackle that. I was the most excited to organize the freezer because this freezer is so hard to organize and to know what foods we have in here. That's my biggest issue. And as you can see, we have a very slim, narrow freezer and things just don't fit and they get shoved in the back, and I just hate it because I never know what we have in there. So I'm always buying like triple things that I didn't know we had, or I don't know what we have in there. So doing a lot of research and trying to find something that I could use to organize the freezer but not have everything hidden was really important. I previously was using these old pop or soda, if that's what you call it, boxes that kind of group everything together, but they just weren't holding up. And after so much research, I stumbled upon a blog called I Heart Organizing. I will have it linked below. And she had the same freezer as I do. And she used these narrow plastic containers to organize her freezer. And I thought they were genius. And I ordered them right away from the Container Store. They ended up working out so well. Guys, I cannot wait for you to see how different this freezer looked at the end. So I I kind of did the same thing here as I did with the refrigerator. I just removed all of the food and then deep cleaned all of the parts of the freezer. And then I started organizing. So I just grouped all of the foods together that were similar, and I just went through everything. And of course there were some things that I had to get rid of, but I just tried to group like foods, and so I could put those into each individual bin.
Up at your place. From the moment that I saw you, I knew that it was the bet that you felt the same. Standing here, I need to let you know. What if I had never let you go? Standing here, I need to let you know that I need you tonight. You should know that I miss you.
And then I just started putting all of the food in the bins from the container store. And I had this vision, you know, before I started, I had this vision of how I thought it would turn out and how I wanted it to turn out. And obviously there were pictures in the blog. But as I was putting the food in these bins, I was getting so excited. I know, so nerdy of me. So I was just getting so excited because I just loved how everything was fitting in there and how I was able to group everything together.
So we talk about the past for a moment. I forget why we never lasted with you.
And then I busted out my label maker, which I will also have a similar one linked below. They don't make the exact one that I have because I've had it for years, but I wanted to label these bins in the freezer since there were a lot of things in these bins and I wanted to know where to go when I needed something specific, and I didn't want to label things in the refrigerator because I could see those containers getting used for different foods as our preferences change, etc.
What if I had never let you go? Standing here, I need to let you know that I need you tonight. You should know that I miss you.
So first I will show you the finished product of the freezer, and as you can see, I was able to get all of those slim narrow bins in here. They were labeled so we know exactly what's in them, and I can just grab it out like this. It just pulls out really easily. They slide in and out. It's just great. And then on the door, I just put our ice cream, some of our cookie dough together. I've been making a lot of cookies lately, and I wanted a little area for popsicles in the bottom. Right now, we aren't eating a lot of popsicles, but in the summer, I like to have it easy for Avery to grab and go and run outside.
Share my lipstick taste.
And here's the refrigerator. So again, I just wanted to group things alike. So we have all of our drinks at the top, my yogurt because I'm eating a lot of yogurt these days to get my protein in, grouping our fruit together since we've been eating a lot of fresh fruit lately, Avery's yogurt, applesauce, peaches, things that are easy for her to grab for quick little snacks, you know, easy for her to grab and go, our eggs, and then the rest of the refrigerated stuff. And I have this bin for raw meats. So when they're defrosting, I want to keep those separate so they don't leak and contaminate anything else in here. But I absolutely love how everything is clear and everything you can see, so it will be easier to make a grocery list.
That's it, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Instagram, Jamie A. Journey, and I will see you guys next time.
Like a theme in a song, clever.
Hey guys, get ready because we are going to be decluttering, organizing, and speed cleaning today. Wait till you see this big transformation using all Dollar Tree products. So it was a dark and stormy, dreary day, so it was the perfect day to organize my closet. And here you can see what it looked like before. It was a huge mess. We barely knew what we had up in the closet. Nothing would ever stay folded. We just could not keep things organized. So there's so much that needs to be done. I'm going to be showing you easy, simple organization solutions that you can do in your home on a budget. So I started out in the morning by washing our bedding, and then I wanted to clean up the living room and the kitchen before tackling the big project upstairs in the closet. I also sprayed Tide antibacterial spray on the mattress, and I wanted to let that air dry while the bedding was getting washed. And I also, I always like to just tidy up before I tackle a big project because it just makes me feel good knowing things are at least tidied up before digging in and really getting things done.
I'll never hold you back, so you can cross that off, I don't believe myself, I know you had needs, but baby, don't expect me to be like every other one. I won't give up, never force you to stay the same. I won't give you someone to.
So as I'm cleaning, I was going to have another cup of coffee because I was just tired with like the dreary morning, but I also wanted a little snack to pick up my energy and keep me going because I knew I had a long day ahead of me. So instead of another cup of coffee, I was eating a Verb energy bar as I pick things up. I also eat these in the mornings before my workouts because when I wake up to work out, I feel like I have to drink all this water so I'm properly hydrated, but then I also need my caffeine, and I also feel like I need to get all my coffee in before working out, but then I would have all of this liquid in my stomach. So I started eating these as well before those morning workouts, the Verb energy bars, and it has solved that problem. And I also like eating them when I just need like a little pick-me-up, like a little, like a little snack, a little bit of caffeine to get me through my afternoons or while I'm running errands.
I wanna give you a million things, cause isn't love what it's all about? And how to make you smile again is something that I wanna figure out. I wanna catch you like every time that you fall. I wanna give you the world.
Being 100% honest and transparent with you. Honest truth right here. These bars are really, really good. Each bar contains 65 milligrams of caffeine and they're only 90 calories. The caffeine is also made from green tea, so you don't get like the normal jittery feeling that sometimes people get from when they drink coffee. So it's kind of nice just for me to get a little jolt of caffeine, and then I also get a snack along with it to give me the energy that I need. They're also gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan, and all of the ingredients are clean, simple ingredients. I've been putting them in my running fanny pack for longer runs or throwing them in the diaper bag when we're out running errands like with the kids. They are just an easy and convenient way to get in some energy and a snack at the same time. And sometimes I actually look forward to it because they really do taste good. I love the chocolate chip banana bread flavor. It truly tastes like a snack to me, like I'm having a treat. They have 6 core flavors: vanilla latte, salted peanut butter, which I really can't wait to try, double chocolate, blueberry crisp, lemon raspberry, and coconut chai. And I was also browsing their website the other day, and I cannot wait to try the cookie butter and the pumpkin spice latte in the fall. If you guys want to give Verb bars a try right now, they have an amazing deal. If you click the link in my description box, you can try out their starter kit for only $8.95 plus free shipping. Starter kit contains 1 full bag of 12 bars in your flavor choice, plus 4 extra bars in their top selling flavors for you to try, and free shipping is included in that. So with all of that, you'll get 16 bars and free shipping for less than $1 per bar. And if you do try them out, let me know what flavors you try, what you like, and I'll also keep you guys updated when I try some new flavors. And I do really want to thank Verb for partnering with me on today's video. So I know I didn't say this earlier in the video, but the girls were with my parents for the day, so that's why I was able to get all of this done. And honestly, I had not planned on cleaning the stovetop or a few extra things here in the kitchen, but it was one of those situations where I just could not stop. I was just really feeling it this day. I was feeling good, feeling like I just wanted to get as much stuff done as I could since I didn't have the girls and I could clean uninterrupted. So I did a few things, extra things downstairs before going upstairs to tackle the closet. And honestly, every single year I always declutter the closet, like go in, take out clothes that I haven't been wearing, but I've never properly organized the closet. This was the first time that I've actually organized it. And I guess when it comes to our closet, nobody sees it. So I really wanted to try to do it on a budget. I mean, I think Dollar Tree products are always ideal, but the problem is sometimes you can't find the products you need. But my goal was to really try to make it work for the closet. So I started out by pulling Mike upstairs and we took down all of his clothes from the top. They're mainly his because he can reach up there. And then I was separating them into piles. Not to mention, while I was doing all of this, I was also getting laundry done. So multitasking as always. But the plan really was just to remove as much as I could from the closet before cleaning and then organizing. So getting everything out that I could, so I could just really give it a deep clean. So I was taking everything out into the bedroom, and then I was going to clean the closet, but I was also going to organize things into piles, like put like items together. And so I was kind of doing that by putting them all in a pile, so then I could organize those piles into individual containers. And with organization or any organizational project, I like to do pre-work. So that is the most important part about organizing a space. So step number one, when you're going to organize any space, is do the pre-work. Do not just go to the store and just start buying things that you may want for a space. I usually do a visual look of the space and I'm going to organize first. Like go in, take a look at, kind of assess everything, see what I know I'm going to declutter, what I'm going to get rid of, and then I take a look at what I have and what I want to keep. And then I go online and browse organizational systems for the specific stuff that I have. So for example, when I was assessing what we had in our closet, I knew we had a lot of big, bulky sweatshirts and jeans. And I knew I needed big buckets or really big baskets for those items. And then other than that, we have a lot of space to hang stuff up. So it was really like the big, bulky items, like sweaters that we don't necessarily, like it's off season, that I wanted to organize. And then I have a lot of leggings and pants, and I wanted to be able to roll them up so I could, like they don't need to be perfectly folded or anything. They're leggings. So I just wanted to be able to roll them up and lay them all together so I can pick out the specific pants or leggings when I needed it. So I took stock of all of that, had an idea of how many groups of things that I had. So each type of legging, sweatshirts, whatever. And then I went shopping and looked for things that would work with the items I had.
I shouldn't stay. I feel the pressure on me, how it's itching under my own skin. It's getting real hard to breathe. I gotta move on right now. I feel the pressure.
And then once you do the shopping, honestly, I think the pre-work is the hardest part of organizing, because you're just making sure, I guess, getting an idea of what you actually need for the space and then shopping for it. And then I take everything I can out of that space. So like I said, I took as much as I could out of the closet, and then I wanted to deep clean that. And that included cleaning the carpets in here, because I've never cleaned the carpets in the closet. Now, obviously, it's not a high traffic area, so I've never really been concerned about deep cleaning the carpets. We don't wear shoes in the closet, but you still have dust and dog hair and all of that. So I figured while everything was out, it was the perfect timing to get in here, clean the carpets, clean the walls, vacuum before organizing.
Gotta move on right now. I feel the pressure. Ooh, when did I get so blind? I didn't see this coming. Ooh, I should have heard faith calling, trying to pull me out. But had
There's probably a lot of you guys sitting here thinking, man, I need to organize the space in my house or that space. And if you're overwhelmed and don't know where to start, what I suggest is don't put so much pressure on yourself. Don't rush yourself. Take a deep breath, take your time, and just work a little bit at a time. A lot of you guys aren't going to have a full day like I had to do that. Unless you can send the kids to your parents for the day. But I'm sure if you do that, there's a lot of other things that you'd want to do. Now, I'm just getting lucky because my mom has been taking them a couple days a week up until July, when she has to go back to work full time. But in a normal situation, like I said, when my mom goes back to work, I'm not going to have this option. So what I would do if I was filming this another time, I would break it all up slowly and I wouldn't put a time frame on it. I hate rushing with organizing projects because I find that when I rush, it just doesn't turn out well. So just don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't rush. Just do a little bit at a time. And don't forget to do that pre-work. You have to spend some time assessing what you have in your closet and searching online for some organizational solutions before you go shopping. You need to know what you need, what you are looking for when you go shopping. Like, you know, some people like to hang a lot of clothes up. Other people like to fold them up. A lot of people like to have things tucked away and they don't see it. Other people want to be able, like my leggings, I wanted to be able to see them all. I didn't want to put them up high. So depending on what you have, what you want to do with it, that all makes a difference.
Won't you come and lay down next to me? Close your eyes and we'll be free.
So now that everything is out and clean in there, now it's time to do the actual organization. So this is all of my stuff. And then I have all of Mike's stuff down here. His is already decluttered and put into piles. So that's easy. And then for mine, I'm just gonna go through, declutter, keep them in piles, and then I'll start organizing.
Down these walls, our destiny has called. We're walking down a path, and the wind will change at last, like a song about our past. So I'll just close my eyes and dream about our kids and how they're running around. Won't you come and lay down next to me? Close your eyes and we'll be free.
So I found these buckets, which I've used in other organizing projects from the Dollar Tree, but I thought they would be perfect to put on top of the closet. They have nice handles. I like how they're white and bright, and we have all of that space. And honestly, most of the clothes up there are seasonal clothes, or like out of season clothes, Christmas sweaters, things that we don't necessarily wear on a daily basis. So it's just nice to have it all up there, organized and contained and concealed, because before I would try to fold everything and have it all neatly stacked up there, but things never stay that way. Mike is also guilty of just kind of tossing his sweatshirts up there, and I feel like if you have bins or baskets for things, they're more likely to stay organized, because even if you have someone like Mike, which Mike is not a slob, he's not a messy person, but he's just not very particular about where things go, and it doesn't bother him if things aren't neatly organized or aren't neatly folded. So he would just throw things up there. But if you have bins, then he's going to be more likely just to roll it up, put it in the bin, and at least it's contained, it looks nicer, and he's more likely to follow those rules if everything is contained.
I remember the day when we started talking. We were kids and I knocked down all of your marbles, but you did not seem to mind at all. We took our bikes to the lake after school each day and skipped many stones from the beach. And one thing you said was, listen, I will have your back away. And now we're grown up, I don't really see you enough. There's too much to be done, it's no fun. But even if we're far apart.
So I know we have a lot of Christmas sweaters. We have a family party every year where we have to wear something funny, some type of funny Christmas pajamas or sweaters. And then we also have friends who have a party. So we've kind of collected things over the years and we just kind of rotate them out. But when it came to organizing my leggings, I didn't really know what I wanted. At first, I was kind of thinking of using drawer organizers that I have in the twins' room. You know, those like, they're kind of fabric and they have the dividers. But I was looking at them and I just didn't love the price of how many I would have to get for my leggings. And I know you can get some from the Dollar Tree, but I've read a lot of reviews on them and they say that they're not the best long term. They don't really last. So I didn't want to go that route. Plus, I couldn't find them at any of my Dollar Trees near me. I have a lot of Dollar Trees within a half an hour of my house, but none of them have had it. So I came across, I think they're like dish pans. Honestly, I don't know what they are, but I was like, wait a minute, I could probably roll up my leggings, because leggings almost have like I knew they would all, if I rolled them up, they would all fit nicely in there. And I had all of, like, the Dollar Tree had a ton of these bins, so I knew I could get as many as I needed, and they ended up working out perfectly for my space. So sometimes when you go shopping, you may have an idea of what you're looking for and what you're going to get, and then you may get there and they don't have it, and you may find something else that works even better.
Okay, so I know I have so many leggings, but it's pretty much what I wear every day. But I don't know if you guys are like me, but I have, like, depending on what I'm doing, what my mood is, if I'm gonna see other people, if I'm going out in public, if I'm not going out in public, like, I have my different pants. So, like, my super huge, like, when I'm just not feeling it, I just want to be super comfortable, I have those pajamas or pajama pants. Then I have, like, my cute leggings that I like to wear. I have my joggers. I have, like, my baggier joggers, my colorful joggers, and then these are, like, just my regular black leggings that I wear. I have some, like, super comfortable ones that I'll wear to bed, but then I also have just, like, my everyday leggings that I'll wear if I have to go run errands or things like that. But I don't know if I'm a little crazy, if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I have different pants, different leggings for different occasions: bed, hanging around the house, lounging, wanting to be comfortable, or I'm going out in public, so I'm gonna wear leggings, but they also need to be somewhat presentable.
So I even tried to group my leggings into certain buckets, or I'm sorry, my jeans into certain buckets, like jeans I wear a lot in the summertime, like the lighter jeans, and I put those in one bucket, and then my darker jeans, another one, like my cropped ones, and, you know, a bucket. So I was just trying to be smart about how I organized everything, so when I need something, I can just pull the whole bucket down. And then I was going to label everything here once I got everything in the closet. I wanted to see how it looked, but then I was going to label. And then I have a few things that are on top of the wire shelf that goes around the closet that is kind of hidden by the clothes hanging. I just have a few things that I wanted to organize, and I found these bright pink baskets. Even though they weren't white, I couldn't find any white ones, and I really like the pop of pink. I know they're really hard to find, so when I found these, I was like, I know I'll use them somewhere, so I grabbed those. Thought the color was really pretty, so I just wanted to put some things, like I have some of my bralettes that I wear daily, just right there, easy to grab. I also had, like, my no-show socks and my slippers that I was able to organize everything nice and neat. And also I like how it's kind of concealed under all of the clothes.
Drama on the TV, It's full of pain. But we're the good part, the happy ending. Unexpected plot twist, we always save me. We're the good part, we never fake it. Even if it hurts, we always say it.
I made all of the vinyl labels with my Cricut Joy machine, and I just think it was the perfect addition. The black vinyl really pops off of the white containers, and I think labeling is just the extra step, you know, kind of like icing on the cake to organizing. You definitely don't have to label. I don't label when I organize every space in my house, but now that things are labeled, I know without a doubt things will stay organized because I will make sure I put things in the proper bins, you know, where they go.
Our feelings never tense. We don't need no water under the bridge. We're the good part, the happy ending. Unexpected plot twist, we always say it. We're the good part, we never fake it. Even if it hurts, we always say it.
And then when I'm done labeling, I will give you guys a little tour of the closet. And then there's still some more cleaning that needs to be done because believe it or not, I had gotten started so early in the morning. I had got all of this done by like 2 p.m. and we weren't picking up the girls up until closer to dinner time. So I was gonna do some more cleaning downstairs, like vacuuming and mopping.
We're the good part, the happy ending. We're the good part, we never fake it. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that. Kinda like it like that.
What do you guys think? I will tell you right now, I love it way more than I thought I would. I wasn't really sure how things were gonna get pulled together, especially with the Dollar Tree, because those are not meant for clothes organization, so you just never know how it's gonna turn out, but I'm in love. Okay, so obviously I just picked things up off of the floor. We cleaned the carpets, vacuumed, I rearranged and decluttered all of our shoes. And then, so here I have my like everyday bralettes that I wear. I have my no-show socks because I want to keep those separate from my like normal socks. And then over here I have all of my slippers. So I was able to contain all of those. So there is now nothing on that shelf. Everything is contained. And then up here I have these buckets that are labeled with everything. We kind of grouped it together based on my stuff and Mike's stuff. And it's nice because for the most part this stuff is not clothes that we wear every single day, so we're not gonna be getting up here every single day, but it's just kind of nice because like when we go swimming we know to grab the swim bucket, you know, like it's just easy to grab. And then Mike wanted his golf shorts over there. And then here we have my jeans and all of my leggings and shorts, like workout leggings, everyday leggings, you know how that goes, different leggings for different things, all of those right here. And it's honestly really easy just to fold them up really quickly and tuck them in. And I just like that I can easily see them all right here. So when I know I want a specific pair, I know where to go to get them. Okay, I love it. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I even love it because, even more so because it was done on a budget, which is nice for an area that nobody sees. Anyways, I have some more cleaning I'm gonna do before we get the girls. So we'll continue on doing some cleaning downstairs. You know, I gotta take advantage of that free kid, or I gotta take advantage of that no kid time, right? But I hope you guys enjoyed this master closet organization, and if you go and organize your closet, let me know, send me pictures. It's always fun for me to see how you guys organize the spaces in your area.
Can you see me shaking? Hear the sound of my heart breaking. Bless the soul that's aching, hoping I survive. The feeling lingers on every day of every month, wishing I just could forget about you.
I was bagging all of the clothes up that we're going to donate. We have a local church in our town that kind of has a store for donated items, and not a store where people have to pay to get the items. It's people who are truly in need, who cannot afford clothing. They have they set it up like it's a store, and they can just go and pick things up that they need. So it's really nice to be able to have a place like that we can donate the clothes to. So I'm hoping to take those soon, but I think I saw this in a meme recently. It talked about when you need to donate clothes, you know how you end up letting the bags of clothes just kind of roll around in your car for a couple weeks before you actually take them. And I am totally guilty of that. Luckily now we don't really have as much room anymore with all 3 car seats and all like the 2 rows up. So there's really not a lot of space to let clothes sit in the car for a while, but luckily the church is close to Avery's softball fields where she plays softball, and she has a game this week, so I'm hoping to get them taken care of then.
Don't you feel that too? The feeling lingers on every day of every month. Wishing I just could forget about you. The weight upon my bones makes it harder to move on. Oh baby, don't think that I'll ever forgive myself for losing you, or for losing you. Left our love up on those dusty shelves. Can't forgive myself for losing you.
But just talking a little bit more about some of the questions you guys have been asking me in other videos, someone had recently asked me a question about budgeting and how we do that. So I always find that pretty interesting, and it's something that you guys, if you have more specific questions about budgeting and money, you can let me know and I can try to answer, or rather have Mike answer those questions. I mean, he can answer it and I'll just do the voiceovers. But my husband, Mike, is a senior financial analyst, and he has worked with investments. He's worked in banks before. He's been licensed to invest money. He has his license for that. He has license to do insurance and all of that. So he has a lot of history with numbers and budgets. In his current job, for this big company, he's in charge of they call it forecasting and budgeting and setting all that. So that's kind of his expertise. So he handles the budget for us, for our family. Obviously, I always know what's going on. We sit down, we kind of make sure we're looking everything over, but he handles it. It's like second nature to him. So we don't really have struggles when it comes to budgeting. But that's his background. So if you guys have some questions, you can let me know. But I did ask him, what are some tips you would give someone? And he said, you just need to sit down, take the time, just like I would do for meal planning or planning out my weekly routine and to-do list. Sit down and look what money you have coming in, what money you have going out. You just need to take the time to sit down and budget, set a weekly budget, set a monthly budget, and it's got to be realistic. So it was funny because he said, working with so many people, I would see that people would sit down and they would set unrealistic budgets. So let's say you're like, all right, in order for us to save all this money to go on a vacation, we need to have a budget of $100 a week for groceries for our family of 5. But then every week you find out you're going over that. You realistically cannot meet that. So you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. You have to be realistic, no matter how much you want to save. If your family of 5 cannot eat for $100, and I'm just throwing out numbers because it's going to vary depending on where you live across the country, or what country you live in. But I'm just saying, it has to be realistic. And if you're just constantly going over your budget every time, then it's not going to work. So you have to be realistic about your budget. Something else, he found that a lot of times people don't have anything to aim for. So it's really important to have something that you're really saving. So it's I want to save for a house, or we want to upgrade our house, or we want to go on a big vacation next year. So it's having something to aim for, I think, makes it a little bit easier to pull back on those spending habits. So it's keep your eye on the prize, have something specific to aim for, even if it's just growing your savings for something that you're I'll feel better if we have more in our savings. Even if it's just watching the money grow in your savings, have something to aim for. But those are just a few things that off the top of his head. Sit down, take the time to budget, make sure it's realistic, and have something to aim for so you have incentive. But if you guys have more in-depth questions, because I just don't want to keep talking about it, let me know down below. I totally forgot to close out this video, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. It was one of those situations where after this day, you guys, I was so exhausted. The next day after I did all of this, I was like hungover from cleaning. I was so tired and I just had no energy even the next day. Normally I don't get to do a lot of cleaning in one day, and I just did so much. I was exhausted, so I totally forgot to close out the video, but I wanted to say thank you. It's so important for me to say thank you, and sometimes words aren't enough, and I appreciate you guys not just watching, but watching until the end. So thank you. There will be a new video up this upcoming Thursday on July 1st, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited about it. And one on July 5th. I'm not going to post on July 4th. July 5th. So stay tuned for that. I'll help you get cleaned up after the long holiday. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you need to organize your pantry, then this video is perfect for you. I'm going to be organizing my parents' small pantry. It's basically a pantry within kitchen cabinets. So I'm going to be bringing you along, giving you step-by-step instructions on how to organize your pantry as well. Even if you have a bigger pantry, I'm going to be giving you some tips and ideas for different size pantries. I'm going to make this super easy and super clear so you can easily organize your pantry or kitchen. I'll also be sharing other kitchen organizational systems that you need, so I promise by the end of this video, you're going to leave feeling ready and prepared to organize a space in your kitchen.
Hey guys, so this is what we're gonna be tackling today. Okay, so this is what we are working with, and as you can see, it's just not a great system. So they have a ton of cans right here. They'll tend to buy food when they're on sale, but then it's like, okay, they were going to make chili recently, and it's, okay, do we have everything we need for chili? You know, what's back there? So the can system was definitely not working. And so with this pantry specifically, okay, they're pretty deep. They do pull out, which is a nice, but still, I mean, you have cans stacked back here. It's like, okay, well, what is that can? And then things that are just laying up there. So hopefully I can help them find a better system. So ultimately the goal is when they need an item, they know exactly where to go to get it.
So not only am I going to be organizing this pantry, but I'm also going to be sharing other organizational tips and organizational systems that have worked for me and my pantry that is a little bit bigger than this. I know all pantries are different sizes and shapes, so I just wanted to show you guys some other examples of how you can organize your pantry if it's not exactly like my parents'. My parents have pull-out shelves, so you may have a similar pantry, but maybe you don't have pull-out shelves. So I'm going to give you a lot of tips and other organizational ideas for your pantry, even if it looks a little bit different, if it's a different size and all of that. I will also have a little graphic that will give you step-by-step instructions on how you can go about and make organizing your pantry super easy.
You're making time. What makes it worth the while? You will make it in time. You will find a way slow.
Okay, so for step 1, like I said, I'll have a little graphic that you can download if you want in the description, but step 1 is make sure you start organizing with a fully stocked pantry. So it's full. You have all of the food that you have most every single week. Start with a fully stocked pantry. Step number 2, take stock of what you have in the pantry and what you would like to keep in there. So, is there anything in another cabinet that you wish you kept in your pantry? So make sure you have everything in there. Step number 3, measure the pantry. Measure all of the shelves. How big is it on the floor? How big are the shelves? And then go shopping. I like doing this personally online. I like doing my shopping online, but you can obviously go somewhere in person if that's what you prefer. I like doing it online because I can price compare. So I can, bring up similar organizational systems or say like what's going to work here, there, kind of browse different options, but also price compare. So what does the Dollar Tree have? What does Amazon, Walmart, Target, Bed Bath & Beyond? They have a lot of great organizational systems all online. And this is where knowing your dimensions is super important and how big your shelves are. This is where it will come in handy. So I actually did all of this pre-work before I came to organize today. So you need to do some pre-work before you actually sit down and do the actual organizing. So since this wasn't my pantry, I came over, I measured the shelves, I told my parents to make for sure it was fully stocked, and I also kind of looked at what type of foods they had in here. And in my mind, I started writing down categories. So for example, they have a lot of noodles, they have a lot of mac and cheese, they have a lot of taco stuff. And in my mind, I tried to group the foods that were alike, so I knew I could group those together. Obviously, if this was my own pantry, I already know the categories that we keep in our pantry, but I think grouping things together will allow you to contain them and then put them in containers. A suggestion is to try to do what works for your family. So my parents have a lot of rice. They are big rice eaters, and myself, my family, we are not. So if I had packets of rice or a box of rice, I would put that with probably a side container, make a whole side container. But for my parents, they needed a whole basket for rice because they have a lot of rice. So keep in mind what works for you and what you have a lot for your family and what you keep around in your pantry for your family.
And, things linked down below. Most of them I got from Amazon, but I did get these from the Container Store, which isn't my favorite place to shop because we don't have one close by, but I ordered them online and they're the best containers. They're actually pretty cheap, I would say, because I tried to get some from Amazon, similar ones, not the exact same ones, similar ones from Target and Amazon, but they were way more expensive. So I feel like they're a pretty good price, and it's a multi-purpose bin, which is exactly why I love them, is you can honestly use them all over. And if you guys have watched me organize my freezer before, this is what I use in my side-by-side freezer. I'll include a clip right here. But yeah, I have these in my freezer, and they slide right in there, and they are perfect and durable. So I thought they would be perfect for their pantry and what they have going on.
Alright, ooh baby, just hold tight. We're up at the moonlight, believe in the magic. On side, we'll make it feel just right. Just look at that bright light, believe in the magic, and we can save you from your past.
So before I put the food into bins, I wanted to make for sure I was washing them and they were all clean.
Else makes sense, just dance. What you gonna do? We're doing it all. The feeling is so. Maybe you got me. Believe in the magic. We're doing it all. The feeling is so. Maybe you got me. Believe in the magic. Maybe you got me.
Okay, so I went through and I grouped everything. So we have light cans, put that right there. So we have, they obviously had a lot of canned food, so I wanted to group all of that together. And I think that was one of the biggest hurdles in their old pantry was, you know, the regular beans were mixed with the sloppy Joe mix and the refried beans. So I went ahead and grouped them all together. And then over here I did categories. So we have noodles, mac and cheese kind of goes with the noodles. And then this is all extra stuff, which we're talking about moving to a different area, but this is all extras. So these are things that they already have, you know, open in the fridge, and they're just, you know, things they bought on sale that they want to keep extra of. So these all were just taking up space in the pantry. And again, like I said, they're all extras. We have baking supplies, some tuna, and then chicken broth.
And it's so, maybe you got me. Believe in the magic. Maybe you got me.
So I was just wiping things down and cleaning before we started the actual organizing.
We're doing it all. The feeling is so. Baby, you got me. We're doing it all. The feeling is so. Baby, you got me. Believe in the magic.
So I know a lot of you guys who have asked me to organize their pantry because it was a smaller pantry, which you don't see a lot. I feel like I haven't come across a lot of videos on YouTube with a cabinet pantry, small pantry. So they obviously have these nice pull-out shelves, which does add a different element to organization for them. So if you guys don't have these pull-out shelves, I'm gonna give you some ideas that you can implement. Let's say, you know, it was just a cabinet like this and they didn't pull out. I'm gonna give you guys some different things that maybe you can implement into your pantry to make it more organized. So one of them, which I actually had, I didn't know if we would use it. It's something that I had at home. It's Lazy Susans. Lazy Susans are wonderful for so many reasons. And so at first I was going to use them in here, but with the shelves pulling out, there's no need to use a Lazy Susan. But if this was in, you know, you could add your stuff and then spin it so you can see everything that's on it. So utilize Lazy Susans for sure, and I'll put some other ideas here.
So another tip or step when you're organizing is try to use vertical space. So you can use wire racks like this one, which you could set up on the floor or your pantry. If you have room, you can also use these tiered organizers. This is great for spices. I have one in my kitchen, or anything. If you have similar shelves like my parents do in their pantry and it doesn't pull out, you could stack things like cans. So you could use organizational systems like this. There's racks like this where you can store things under the shelf and then on top of the shelf. So again, you're using that vertical space, which gives you more space than what you really have. Utilizing vertical space is very important. I even see some pantries that have these little drawer organizers in the bottom of their pantries, or you could even utilize door space, which I do with my shoe organizer. And this is really nice when you unbox things like drink mixes, peanut butter, peanuts, all of that. So try to utilize door and vertical space as much as you can to give yourself some more space in your pantry.
I thought you were stealing my heart away. I just couldn't stay. I've been stuck in the past for too long. About you, I was wrong. I got myself wanting you, even though I never felt like you are the one I.
So I found these can organizers on Amazon and they were perfect. I was able to store all of their cans in their pantry in 2 racks sitting next to each other in the narrow drawers. You can even stack these. So they come in a pack of 2. And so I bought 2 total, which I have 4, but they come in a pack of 2 if that makes sense. I couldn't stack them because my parents don't have the height in their pantry, so I was able to sit them side by side. But if you had the height in your pantry, you could definitely stack them. And I know I kind of stacked the cans a little bit too high, 3 rows high, which you're not supposed to do, which it worked out. It was fine for our situation, but if you only stack them 2 rows high of cans, you can for sure stack the can organizers on top of each other.
Got myself wanting you, even though I never felt like you are the one. I like to go back in time and just tell myself, don't defend yourself, here's all is
So these containers are great. I actually have some at my home in my pantry. I got them from Amazon and they are just great for cereal, pancake mix, which my parents had in a Ziploc bag. And you could put snacks, chips, pretzels, pretty much anything in here. And my parents also had granola up here with their cereal, which I'll have to get some more containers like this for the granola. I guess I kind of underestimated to try to store more things. But another tip is to try to store things that you don't use as often up at the top or behind things in your pantry. So I was actually going to put the granola back up behind the cereal because they don't use it on a daily basis and only my dad uses it, and he's pretty tall and my mom is pretty short. So, it's a perfect space that, you have all of that space behind the cereal containers that's going unused. So you would want to put stuff back there that you don't use daily, or, take the tallest people in your family, whatever they use on a daily basis, put it back there. And then the shorter people, make sure the stuff is easily accessible for them. And then step 7 is group things together and put things into containers and box what you can. You can write expiration dates on the bottom of the container with tape. And if you need directions for something like, say, pancake mix, which we didn't need, my parents have that memorized, we personally do as well, you can always cut out the directions from the box and tape it on the back of the container. But like I said earlier, to group things together that makes sense for your family. The example I gave earlier was make it make sense for your family. So we have a side basket that we put a variety of sides together, like quinoa and rice and mac and cheese. But someone like my parents, they had a lot of rice, so they want to group those all together. So just do what makes sense for your family when you're grouping things together.
Okay, so when we put these in, at first, I had envisioned them, this being the front, them sitting here, but I could only get 2 to fit here. And then I was like, well, I guess I could put one like that. So it would still be 3, but we would only be able to fit 1, 2, and there would be a tiny bit of space, which we would be just so small we wouldn't be able to do anything with. And there would be a 3rd one back here. Now, if I switch them like this, then we still have a little bit of space right here that I could tuck something away. So, not how I had envisioned, but I played around with it and it makes more sense.
Feels like we're fading out. I'm losing you. Can't we try again? Don't let this go to waste. Feels like we're fading out. I'm losing you. Oh, can't we try again? Don't let this go to waste.
So it was really cool with all of these rice packets that they had. They had somewhere else in their kitchen and they wanted them in their pantry, but I was able to create so much more space in their pantry, more room, that we were able to pull some stuff from a different cabinet and pretty much clear a whole extra shelf and space over there by organizing the pantry.
Close to me. I hope that we can work it out. Wanna feel you close to me.
Okay, so when I had ordered these bins, I did not order, I only ordered one of the small bins. I don't know what I was thinking, but I think it's actually going to work out. So we have this extra space right here, and my parents have all of the spaghetti sauce. And this was something, we're gonna end up putting a lot of the other extras they have in a different cabinet. But this isn't really an extra. So extra would be like extra ketchup, extra mustard, extra pickles. They already have those open in the refrigerator, you know? But they don't have spaghetti sauce open. So that's not technically an extra. So I think what I'm gonna do, and I think this will work out, I'm gonna put them here, which it'll be nice because you have your noodles here, your spaghetti noodles. So when they go to make spaghetti noodles, spaghetti or any other type of pasta, and they want to use marinara, these are grouped on the same.
Wanna feel you close to me. Wanna feel you close to me.
Okay, so I know this isn't technically pantry related, but kind of. So they do have a little bit of overflow from their pantry up here, and they actually had all of these guacamole packets, gravy packets, taco seasonings and stuff like that. And they also had some random rice packets in there, which I was able to put in their actual pantry. So we have these. They have snacks for when the kids come over. So these are the applesauce pouches, and they have granola bars. So I got this nice little divider, Lazy Susan turntable thing that I thought would be perfect for up there to consolidate granola bars, packets, and pouches. So yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Watch me, just follow every move. Touch me, let me know you wanted to.
I cannot wait to get one of these for my pantry. You could do so many things with this. You could use it in your refrigerator. You can use it in your pantry, any cabinet. And the options are endless with this. And it's also perfect for my parents specifically because I think I said earlier that my mom is pretty short. And so she loves turntables, Lazy Susans like this, because she can just turn it and grab what she needs and she doesn't have to worry about things being tucked away in the back. So remember, before I get to the question, please never give out money to anyone who responds to your comment. Like I said, there's a lot of scammers going on using my pictures and they're getting money from viewers. I've been blocking them, but they're coming back. They're smart. So if you win this giveaway, you will not be asked to pay a penny. This giveaway will run through Thursday, December 29th, 2022. It will end on December 29th. 2022 Eastern Standard Time. I will pick a winner and announce the winner on Friday, December 30th, 2022. I will announce the winner on my Instagram, also on the YouTube community tab. I will also respond to the winner's comment and let them know that they should contact me through my official email to arrange payment. Please, if you do want to win, put a reminder in your phone for December 30th so you can remember to come back and check to see if you won. In case you don't check your notifications on YouTube. I've had times in the past where people didn't respond. The winner will have 24 hours to respond or I will have to pick a new winner. Without further ado, the question is, what's something you want to improve on in the new year? It could be something like being more mindful and present in your life. It could be eating healthier, starting an exercise routine, slowing down, mending relationships, taking more time for yourself, whatever it is. Let me know something that you want to improve on in the new year. Good luck, and check back on December 30th, 2022 to see who the winner is. Please know I am going to try my best to read all of the comments and like all of them. I will not be able to respond, but even if I don't like your comment, I will be reading them, and it doesn't have an effect on whether you're entered into the giveaway. So good luck.
So, they're nice. I love the white, the shiny white, and they're pretty durable. So in order to seal it, it seals really tight. So that's why I like keeping, your sugar, flour, whatever else. I mean, you could honestly use these for so many different things in your home. Seals tight. So these are really nice. I will have them linked below as well. And I featured these in the same video of when I organized their spices.
When you were leaving, I need you even more than I did before.
All right, so now it's time to label, and I busted out my beloved Cricut Joy machine. This makes labeling so easy. There's an actual app for the Cricut Joy that you can literally go on your iPhone, and it already has labels created. So you just type in the words, the letters, and you can make amazing labels for all over your home. And they even have, like, what I'm using today is the most basic, like, it's not even a label, it's just, letters, but they actually have labels, like cute labels you can add to anything in your home.
Just to put me out again. Still I need you. I'm weak for you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. I'm weak for you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Now we're back where it started. You say you're sorry, so we forget about it. Simple as that, but I don't know where my heart is. Still all that I want is you. Yeah, you. You'll be the death of me still. You're my medicine. Yeah, I need it, I need it. You light my fire just to put me out again. Still I need you. I'm weak for you. Yeah, you.
These bins from the Container Store are just so great because I think I mentioned earlier that they're fairly cheap. Like, I feel like they're cheaper than what you would be able to find similar at Target or Amazon, and they have heavy duty handles. It's easy to grab them and pull them out wherever they are. Like I showed you guys earlier, I have them in my freezer, and it's just so easy to grab one, and they're heavy duty, and they've lasted. It's been for over 2 years I've had them, and they still look brand new.
You'll be the death of me still. You're my medicine. Yeah, I need it, I need it. You light a fire just to put me out again. Yeah, I need it. Weak for you. Yeah, you. Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and put my Instagram right here. I would love for you guys to come over, find me over there if you have one. Make sure if you do, say hi to me, send me a message. That's one of my favorite ways to be able to connect with you guys is over on Instagram.
Is that what you want me to do? Now I'm trying to let you go, but I'm always losing control. Is that what you want me to do? Now I'm trying to let you go, but I'm always losing control. Is that what you want me to do?
Hey guys, I am finished. I'm gonna show you how it looks. I love it, and my parents do. So that makes me happy that they enjoy it and they like it. So we'll start with the top. So up here, this was pretty simple. Just put the cereal in the containers. And they had a bunch of stuff back there that we were able to put in other cabinets over here. I put the pancake mix back here. I wasn't able to get all 4 to fit right here, and they don't eat pancakes a ton, and they know it's back there. So cereal, because they eat that almost daily, out front, and then we tucked the pancake mix back in the, or all the way in the back. And there's even extra room back here, so if there's anything else that they want to put back here, they can. And then over here we have a container for rice, a container for potatoes, baking, and then tuna. I didn't label the tuna because I don't know if they'll keep tuna in that container every single time, so I left that one blank. And even though you can't see the labels because of the way it's tucked in there, I mean, the idea is with these bins, and that's why it's nice, is they have these handles, so you can easily, I'm trying to do it one-handed since I have the camera on the other hand, but the idea is, okay, they need potatoes, you know, they can just grab this out and it's labeled. So that's why I love these bins, because they're heavy duty, they have the handles, and they're just perfect for this organization project. Then here we have noodles. This is mac and cheese right now. They bought this recently, I think, from Costco to keep on hand for when the twins come over, or my girls when they come over. I didn't want to get really specific because I feel like they always have a lot of noodles, so I just figured we'll keep it noodles, and then this is their taco bin, and then extra jars of spaghetti sauce, because they end up, or marinara sauce, which they end up using a lot. And then I think this is my favorite part, all of these cans that they had that was just randomly stacked down here. These are pretty amazing. There's multiple different racks of these on Amazon, but I had to find specific ones that would fit into these small shelves, and it works perfect because they have a lot of cans, but we were able to successfully get them all in here, which is pretty nice. Enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas for organizing your own pantry. I think one of the hardest things about pantry organization is we all are working with different spaces. Some of us have big pantries, some of us have small pantries, some of us have pantries with shelves that pull out, other ones don't, and that can be a little bit difficult. Not to mention we all have different items and foods and stuff that we keep in our pantries, so it can be a little bit difficult, but what I try to do with this video is give you guys a variety of ideas. So no matter the kitchen you have, the pantry you have, or the type of food you have, hopefully I got those creative juices going and you can take what I've given you and go and organize your pantry or a space in your house. Thank you for sticking around, and make sure you're subscribed. There's lots of cleaning motivation on my channel, a lot more organizing videos coming. Kitchen organization, office organization, bedroom, bathroom. I have a lot more planned. So get ready. We're gonna get this done. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Hey guys, Happy New Year! Are you ready to get your house decluttered and organized for 2022? Because if you are, then this is a video for you. I'm going to be cleaning all over my house, doing some serious decluttering and organizing of our linen closet, organizing on a budget from the Dollar Tree and Walmart, and I'm going to be sharing it all with you today. So let's get ready and get our house ready for the new year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, happy 2022. It feels so weird to say that out loud, but here we are. I feel like the days are passing so quickly, but here we are, another year. And if you're anything like me, you're feeling the itch to get your house back in order after the craziness of the holiday season, and that is what I'm doing here in January. I'm focusing on little areas of my house to get organized for the new year. And my philosophy with organizing is I like to start slow. Take it little by little, one small area at a time. I do not like to overwhelm myself, and that's what I'm going to be doing this year. So today I'm focusing on my linen closet, or my girls' linen closet in their bathroom, and I'm organizing on a budget, so I will be sharing that with you guys today. This will be 2 days of cleaning and organizing, decluttering, and just here on day one, I wanted to start out by washing our blankets from our living room. So I feel like that's something that sometimes gets a little bit overlooked. Those blankets that we use when we're just relaxing on the couch and watching TV and movies and things like that. So I started out by washing those, and I was also using the Microban sanitizing spray to spray our laundry baskets, and then I was going to clean up the living room and the kitchen. If you are brand new to Jamie's Journey, I'm Jamie, and I first want to thank you for being here, for making time out of your busy life to watch my video. And from the bottom of my heart, I just hope that this video gives you something. Maybe you feel motivated after watching this video. Maybe you feel inspired. Maybe you feel like, hey, I like watching her get all of the work done while I relax. Or maybe you feel like you're cleaning with a buddy, with a friend. Whatever it is, I want you to know that I'm glad you're here, and I want you to know that you matter. You are stronger than you think you are. And I like saying that because I know that I like to hear that from time to time. And sometimes I feel so overwhelmed with my day-to-day life, what we have going on, the demands of life. And I know that I've proved to myself that I am stronger than I think I am. The days that I don't think I can get through, that I don't think I can get done, the things that I want to get done, when I feel like I'm losing my mind, I am stronger than I realize. And I want you to know that you matter and you are stronger than you realize. So thank you for being here. I am a wife and a mother, a mom to 3 children. I have a 6-year-old daughter and then twins who will be 3 in March. I'm married to Mike. He's a financial analyst, and we have been together since we were 15. So I'm just a wife and a mom, not just a wife and a mom. I am proud to be a wife and a mom, just trying to balance all that life throws at me. Trying to juggle all of what life throws at me and trying not to lose my mind on a daily basis. And when you come here, I want you to see that I'm not perfect. Sometimes I go to bed with a house that is messy. I know, gasp. I know. I don't always clean up my house at night, even though I know I should, and that's what I want. But sometimes I'm just so exhausted at the end of the night that for my mental health, I need to just go to bed and not clean up my house. So I am not perfect. I try my best, and I want you to see that when you come here. I'm really passionate about cleaning, decluttering, and organizing, and I like to try to find something, different tools and cleaning products that can help make cleaning easier for you. So thank you for being here, and please say hi down below. All right, so since it's the new year, I'm going to bet that you guys feel like you also want to declutter and organize, but maybe you're sitting there like, I don't even know where to start. So my best piece of advice is, because I know decluttering and organizing can be a very overwhelming feeling, is in your house, your apartment, like whatever you have, your home. If you don't know where to start, sit down and make a list of all of the areas that you want to tackle, declutter, and organize, and make a plan. So say, okay, we're free these 3 weekends in February, whatever. I'm going to tackle this area this weekend, this, or maybe you have an area that may take 3 weekends. So make a plan. Do not overwhelm yourself. Do not give yourself unrealistic expectations. Don't say that I'm going to get 3 spaces organized, decluttered, and organized in one day, because that may not be realistic for you. I mean, maybe it is, but I know for me, that would be near impossible. So try to take it slow, one day at a time, a little bit at a time, and just be realistic. And I think having a plan, setting a plan, and just starting slow, just a little bit each day. Who cares if it takes you a full year to declutter your whole house? It doesn't matter. You're not on a time frame. Just start slow, small, and make a plan.
If only I had listened for a while, I would have told you I miss your smile. I thought of you as a friend who can't let go, but when you left I could feel it grow, like a body of water.
Another tip, if you have small children, get them out of the house if you can. So have your spouse, your partner, grandparents, take them out of the house. So my youngest two, the twins, which are my biggest hurdles when I'm cleaning, they were at school for the morning. So that's why I was like busting my butt to get as much stuff as I could done in the morning. So they were at school in the morning, and my oldest was not feeling the best. So she was just being lazy and relaxing, which I was totally fine with. And then also hanging out with my husband because he was on vacation, taking time off of work around the holidays. So getting my family situated was a huge help.
I got this boy on my mind that I can't live without. Always eyes that kill me. And he keeps talking.
Are you guys ready? Are you ready to see the mess that is behind this door?
I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time, all the time. And my heart's beating fast when it's looking like that. Oh, his smile is killing me. It's the way that it moves and the way that it laughs, so I can't get enough. Thinking about him all the time. I can't get him off my mind. Oh, I want him to be mine, to be mine. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want.
Here is your reminder. When you're organizing, it always gets worse before it gets better. So, I'm sitting here and I can feel the anxiety creeping in and feeling very overwhelmed right now. It does look very overwhelming and it's very messy, but it gets worse. I am telling myself what I always tell you guys, it gets worse before it gets better. And this is the worst. It can only go up from here. Right?
And I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter.
So I knew that I wanted to organize this space on a budget. I did not want to spend a lot of money. And there you see my face. It's a very overwhelmed face because I was overwhelmed when I was doing this. Like once you get everything out of the space that you're organizing and you see the disaster, you're just like, it's very overwhelming. So know that this is a normal feeling if you have that when you're organizing. But I wanted to do this on a budget because we will be moving this year, and I'll explain more about that here in the next couple of weeks. But I know we're going to be moving this year, and I just didn't want to pour the money into organizing just for the sake of organizing. So my goal was to spend as much as I could at the Dollar Tree, and then after that at Walmart. So before I even went shopping, I took stock of the messy linen closet. So I went in there. I didn't declutter yet, but I kind of, I knew what was in here just because you know what's in your closet for the most part. And in my mind, I started making a list, grouping things into categories. So, okay, we have batteries, we have light bulbs, we have washcloths, we have shampoo, we have bath stuff. You know, this is my 3 girls' linen closet, so I knew what was in here. And I just tried to categorize and group things together, wrote it down on the old-fashioned piece of paper and used a pen, made categories, and then that way I knew how many bins or baskets I wanted to buy. I will have as much as I can linked below, but the pink baskets I did get from the Dollar Tree quite a long, like it was sometime this year, just not super recently. But some of these I did get from the Dollar Tree recently, and they are coming out. Usually in the new year, they come out with similar containers, new organizers. So you just kind of have to like pop into your Dollar Tree to see what they have in stock. But making, like grouping things together to me is one of my first steps when I start organizing. So I got these glass containers from Walmart. They're one of my favorite organizers. They look really nice. They're only about $5. And so, you know, this is why you organize and declutter, because I didn't realize how many bath toys or bath paints and bath bombs that we had. I also didn't realize how many kids' shampoos and body washes that we had, because this closet, as you saw, was an absolute mess. And so if you don't know what you have in here, things just kind of get thrown in there. And I didn't realize how much stuff we had. So for me, I always say, okay, cleaning, decluttering, organizing should be a regular thing. I've already organized this closet before, but with life, with your kids growing, things change. You know what I mean? So with my kids getting older, there was a lot of things that we were able to get rid of because my kids no longer use now that they're a little bit older. But the gray baskets, the gray and white baskets with handles, I did get from Target, and I got those like 2 years ago. So not only was my goal to keep this on a budget, but also try to utilize what I already had in here. And the gray baskets are just really, really nice because they have the handles. I can put sheets and towels in there. I also had these vacuum sealed vacuum bags. We don't need a lot of sheets right now because the twins are still in cribs, so they're using crib sheets. We go through their crib sheets a lot. But for Avery, she's the only one who has a double bed in her house. So I keep 2 sets of double sheets, but the one sheet set I wanted to put in a vacuum sealed bag to save on space, because we don't really need that. But I want to keep it around, and like in case she was like super sick or something like that. So I vacuum sealed 1 set of sheets, and then the purple sheets I kept out. Like, she got sick around Christmas with a stomach bug, had an accident, and you know, we pulled that out of the linen closet, and we had used it on her bed while her other bedding was getting clean. So just 1 sheet set for her, the twins sheet sets. That's all I wanted to keep out. Everything else I wanted to vacuum seal. I got the vacuum seal bags from Target just to save on space. Something else I found is important with decluttering and organizing is that this is something, like I said earlier, that's ongoing. I've already decluttered and organized this closet, but think about this. You're going to do it once, but you almost have to keep up on it. I feel like at least yearly, or if you have kids like me, I mean, my kids, you know how much kids change within their first year of life or in the second year. So there are things that we were using 6 months ago that we're no longer using now. Now, as my kids get older, I don't think I'm I mean, they'll probably accumulate more things just because they're older, but they're not like changing as much or as far as like what they're using. But like hooded towels, for example, my girls, like the twins, are really kind of out of that stage where they're not really utilizing a lot of hooded towels anymore. So we're just using regular towels. So that's stuff that I could donate. There's a lot of stuff I was able to get rid of. I even put, like, Avery has really been into scrunchies in the past 6 months or so. So I got this glass container that she could put her scrunchies in. And this is something like a year ago, she didn't have enough scrunchies to put in a container. So organizing, decluttering is kind of an ongoing thing. I was also using my Cricut Joy machine. It's a tiny machine. I love it for labeling everything. And I just feel like labeling things helps keep Avery on top of things, my 6-year-old, as well as my husband. So like washcloths, he had gave the girls a bath the day after this, and he knew exactly where to go to get the washcloths. He also folded a load of laundry and knew where to put them away. So that's why I like labeling everything, and this machine makes it pretty easy.
We had a fire, now we're watching it burn low. Isn't it time we go our separate ways? Not enough time. I'm falling behind, I hate to separate my body and mind, my body and mind. I feel like demons in my mind, demons in my mind. It tastes like demons in my mind, demons pushing.
So I'm just throwing this out there because I want you to know that there are so many times when I'm doing this that I feel overwhelmed, when I'm organizing and decluttering and I'm overwhelmed. So when you're organizing a space, you probably feel overwhelmed multiple times. And at this point, when I came out into the hallway, I felt like I had already worked so much. I was tired. I did so much, and things still seemed messy. But that is just how it goes. So if you're feeling overwhelmed when you're organizing a space, just know that that is a normal feeling. I will show you what the linen closet looks when it's done, but I just wanted to clean everything up in the bathroom, completely like clean the bathroom before I was completely done. So I wanted to wipe down the vanity, clean the bathtub, the floors, and all of that. And to wipe down the vanity, I was using my DIY cleaner. That is 1 part rubbing alcohol, 1 part water, and about a fingernail size of Dawn dish soap. This is one of my favorite multi-purpose cleaners that I make up myself, and the alcohol allows for a streak-free shine on any countertops. I also use it in my kitchen. And then I was going to use the Jaws, which is my favorite, Jaws foaming bathroom cleaner to clean my tub.
Surprised, but I know I'm not over you. Keep missing our fights. Think I'm losing my mind, but I guess that's what love do.
So how are you guys doing so far this new year? I know it's only a couple of days in, but how are you doing? How are you feeling about the new year? I know the past couple of years have been really, really hard on a lot of people for various reasons. So I hope you're hanging in there, looking at the new year and feeling positive. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? I personally am not a big resolutions person. I never want to put the pressure on myself, and I would say for the most part, I'm a pretty disciplined person. So if I decide I want something, for the most part, I stick to it. But I always reevaluate my life at the new year and decide, okay, like what are some changes I would like to make for myself? And just really quickly, I'm using the Bissell Steam Shot hand steamer to clean my grout. And something I didn't show you guys earlier was I think some shampoo had gotten spilled on the floor the night before I did this. Mike was giving the girls a bath, and he must have knocked over a bottle of shampoo, or I'm sure the girls did. And it had been sitting on the floor all night long, and so it had gotten into the grout and hardened a little bit. And so I was not planning on cleaning the grout originally, but I saw how the grout was discolored and dirty, so I wanted to clean the grout, and I love using my Bissell Steam Shot hand steamer to clean the grout. But resolutions. So I mean, like, for example, like, I know fitness is always, like, people are like, I want to get in shape. For me, fitness has always been something that has been really important to me. I was very active. I played 3 sports growing up. I played travel softball and travel volleyball. And so for me, working out about 5 days a week is so important to me. And it's not about the physical. I mean, of course, that's nice to have the physical bonus of working out, but for me it's all mental. Like, my mind just feels so free when I work out. So it's not really fitness related. I think for me, one of the biggest things I want to work on is trying to be more in the moment. I want to slow down, and I think sometimes when you have kids, even if it's one kid, but for me, I noticed it more when I had 3 kids, specifically 2 toddlers. It's just really hard for me to, like, slow down, be in the moment, and not be thinking about what I have to do next. Okay, so whose birthday is it next? What do I need to stay? You know, that mental load. You guys totally know what I'm talking about. Shouldering that mental load of trying to stay on top of things that I think sometimes it doesn't allow me to really be in the moment as much as I would like to. It is what it is. I mean, like, obviously someone has to, think of all that stuff, but I just want to try to slow down as much as I can and be in the moment more. And we are done. Oh my gosh, you guys, it looks so much better. So much better. Okay, so we'll start up here. Obviously, light bulbs, batteries, those extra things. And the bins I had up there before were a lot smaller, and for whatever reason, I guess we have a lot of light bulbs. So it was nice to have, like, the bigger containers. And then I have sheets and towels. These I got from Target a couple of years ago. I think they're still available. If I can find them, I will link them. And then the pink baskets are from the Dollar Tree. And those glass jars are from Walmart. I'll have everything that I can link down below. I think it's hard to link Dollar Tree. I did get those earlier this year. I've been holding on to them, but I know that they kind of come out in the first of the year, so keep an eye out for those. These I just got at the Dollar Tree, and they had a pink one, but it was more of like a dusty rose color. And I knew it wouldn't match the pink, and I knew that I wanted to reuse those. I didn't want to just get new containers or organizers just to get them. So I really like those because they have the handles on them, and when we need, like, sheets, and you can just pull it down. So I thought it would be kind of nice to have pink and gray and white and then more gray. And I didn't label these because I could see these being used for different things. But down here I just have, like, I keep the steam mop tucked away right here because I use it in our bathroom and the laundry room for the flooring. And my e-cloth mop I typically keep up here. It must be downstairs. But I have, like, extra pads, and then puddle jumpers, like swim diapers, snorkeling stuff, and then TP. So, oh my gosh. And I'm sure I talked about this, but I didn't realize how many bath bombs or bath paint and all of that we had. And this is why you can't let it get the way that it did, because then you lose track of what you have. Even, like, shampoo
and like body wash for the girls. I didn't realize all of the extras that we had. So yeah, let's hope I can keep this looking the way it does.
Just talk to me. Talk to me, 'cause I'm not gonna defend.
Hello guys. So we have had a super lazy day so far. The twins are napping. Avery was playing with some Barbies, and then my mom called and asked to go pick her up and go see my grandparents for dinner. So Avery was like, don't touch my Barbie stuff, leave my Barbie stuff there. And I'm like, okay, I will. So with the twins napping, Mike's running some errands, I figured I would try to finish my list. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish the entire list, which is totally fine. That's how it goes sometimes. But I'm gonna do some vacuuming, declutter the closet down here. I'm ready. I hope you are too. Oh, and while we're down here, so I want to tell you, so you're seeing this, I think on January 2nd. So the following week, I think it's the 9th, I'm going to be updating this room a little bit more. I don't want to spend a lot of money, not going too crazy, but just want to do a little bit of updates just because that is clearly outdated, and I don't know. I just want to make it more functional, look a little bit more updated, and just use this as a space that the girls can put like their nicer toys. And yeah, so I'm going to be updating this hopefully next week. But I'll be happy when this room is done, because now we're at the age where the twins can play downstairs a lot by themselves, you know, for short periods of time. So I want to try to remove the bigger toys from up here and make this more of like a reading space, maybe a place that Avery can sit in a bing bag and do some homework, things like that. But make it a more functional and updated space. So stay tuned for that one.
So I've been asked a lot of questions about this machine. So it is the Tinco iFloor 2. And I just want to address some of the most common questions I get about it. Now, first off, it is a vacuum and mop combo, which is insane that it vacuums and mops at the same time. I don't know how it works, but it's amazing that it can suck up the dog hair and then mop at the same time. It's amazing. I love it. And a lot of people, well, I do want to say that there are different models. So I have the iFloor 2, so I want to throw that out there. So if you're comparing yours to a different model, it may not be the same. But for this one, it does put out water at the same time. So a lot of questions I get asked is, can you just vacuum? Like, is there a mode where you can just vacuum and not mop? And the answer is no. It always vacuums and mops. So let's say you don't need to mop and you just want to vacuum, it's not going to work. It's always going to vacuum and mop at the same time. Also, if there is, it always puts out water when you have it going, but there is a button, it says spot, it's near the handle that you can hit and it puts out more water. So let's say, like for me, I always have sticky stuff on the floor. If I see something that's sticky on the floor or something stuck on the floor, I can hit that spot button and it puts out more water and scrubs it a little bit harder with more water. Now for me, my floors are always pretty dirty because I have the dog and the 3 kids. And so for the most part, a lot of times I will just press that spot button the entire time. Not like the entire time, but for the most part, I will press it. So just so you guys know how I use it. Also, I use the Tinco solution that they recommend for this. And I'm just, like, even with my carpet cleaners, I'll get people who say like, oh, try this cleaner, like DIY cleaners. And I understand that the cleaners that Carpet Cleaners or this Tinco iFloor 2 recommends, I know it's more expensive. And sometimes you're like, I don't want to pay that. And, but I think there is a reason. I mean, I know they want to make money, but there is also a reason why they recommend it. And I'm just so terrified of ruining these machines because they're so expensive and I just don't want to ruin them. So I use the solution that they recommend. And I will tell you that I'm only halfway through the first bottle and I got this machine in September. So just a little example of a little bit goes a long way. So you just use a little capful, like a tiny capful, and I'm only halfway through my first bottle. So, I mean, to me, a small bottle goes a long way, but that's what I use.
I know this is gross, but it's definitely satisfying to see that dirt come off of the floor. And it does such a good job of picking up big pieces of fur and food. Okay, so if you guys are new here, all this is a 3-cube bookcase from Walmart that I just flipped on its side and then utilized it to store the boots for all the girls, hats and gloves, rain boots, because that's the thing. We live in northern Ohio. We're about 15 minutes from the Michigan border, so we have snow boots, rain boots, we have hats and gloves, we have, you know, and then Avery's obviously in school, so she has like, you know, these type of boots and tennis shoes and things like that, as well as different types of coats. But periodically coming in here and like these are some shoes that I know that no one really is wearing, or coats that we don't need. I mean, she already had one of these like jackets. We don't need that. So I'm gonna take this stuff upstairs just so we can kind of keep up on the clutter in here. If I don't keep up on the clutter, then it becomes a mess. So as I'm cleaning, I'm having a snack. I recently made these. I've made different variations of these. They're like protein bites. They're made with vanilla protein powder. I've made cake batter ones before. I don't know, I've made a couple different ones, but this was just like a different recipe I was looking for because I only had like a few ingredients on hand, and we have been going through them like crazy. It tastes like a cookie, I think. Tastes like a cookie, but you have that protein in there. There's no like white sugar or anything, so the girls love them as well. But I'll have the recipe and how you make them, and then I just store them in the freezer. I let them sit out for maybe a couple of minutes, and they're soft and chewy. Soft and chewy, like cookie dough. But I store them right here in my freezer. And it's a Ziploc bag.
Lights are shining bright. My friends are in the club. We'll go all night. I see you in the back. The mood is right. If I just had your number.
All right, so the last thing I wanted to do was tackle the basement, and this was right before New Year's. And if you guys don't know, Mike's birthday is January 1st. He was a New Year's baby. He's always gotten a party for his birthday, lucky him. But like growing up, because it was his birthday, we've always had a New Year's Eve party. Now, when we were younger, it used to be more of a party. Now it's not so much a party. Now we have 2 couple friends who come over, bring their kids over. They both randomly, well, not randomly, but they both have girls. So they bring their girls over. Our girls play. They'll play in the basement. They'll play upstairs. And then us 3 couples just kind of hang out, play games and things like that. But this was a few days before New Year's, so I wanted to get everything cleaned up, even though it's like the kids are just going to make a mess down here, but I still wanted everything to get cleaned up. The twins were still napping. Avery was playing with her Barbies, some of the new Barbie stuff she got for Christmas. And then my mom called and was like, hey, Avery, do you want to go with us to dinner? And she was like, yes. So she went with my parents to dinner. Our parents do that, both Mike's parents and my parents. They're always picking up the girls to kind of take them places, more so Avery, just because she's easier to take to dinner than 2-year-old twins. But she went with Mimi and Papa, that's the name of my parents, for dinner, and then to spend the night. She decided she wanted to spend the night. So the twins were napping, Avery was gone, and I was just trying to plow through and finish everything.
It's all about us. We're dancing close together, making out.
You did what?
Yes.
Is that good, Emery?
No.
Do we do that?
Yeah.
Emery?
Mama, there's a Barbie's in here.
Yeah, you have Barbies in there?
Yeah.
Did you have a good nap?
Yeah.
Did you
Mama, too low.
Did you sleep good?
Yeah. But Daddy.
It snowed out.
Huh?
It snowed.
Toad?
Yep.
We're going to see Toad.
You want to go see the snow?
Yeah. It makes you Mama. Yay! Yay! Yay!
All right.
Yay!
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this clean, declutter, and organize with me. And say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Say see you next time.
See you next time!
Bye.